mute. I do have a question for you, Kestrel, before we get going. Do you want to do the boons and banes thing? Are you comfortable with that?
How exactly does that work? Somebody donates,
They donate,
and they can...
and then I tell you, and then you get to pick when you feel like helping people if it's a boon, or feel like hurting them when it's a bane, and it's up to you how you want to use it.
Oh boy.
How does everybody else feel about that?
Sure, great.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
All right.
Do it then.
I'm
Right.
down for whatever. If I somehow die, that's a special kind of sad.
So if you could just keep the chat window up from Zoom, I'll let you know through that.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, now it's all yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm really excited, a little nervous to be the last game, finishing everything off here. But I'm glad to be here and really excited about all the money raised so far for the shelter. So if all the players would like to introduce themselves, starting with, see, it's confusing when the order's different. I'll start with Brianna.
Hi, I'm Brianna, and I'm playing Sean Kraserwin. Kraserwin. Sorry, I gave him a weird last name. And he is a half-orc artificer. Anything else I need to mention?
Don't think so. Whatever you want to share about yourself, that's plenty. We can introduce the characters more later.
Okay. I do a podcast where I interview people's characters called Tales of Adventure, and I'm so excited to be here.
Great. Then Fox.
I'm Fox, or Arcade Fox, on Twitter. You can basically anywhere that I'm going to be on various shows, you can find it there. List out where I'm going to be. Other than that, I'm playing Rhett. He is a dwarven rogue per se. What the rest of the group doesn't know is he's not really a great rogue. He's just a charlatan, basically. So, yeah.
Okay, Ulfric.
Hello, I go by Ulfrig online, and I will be playing Indulgence, who is a tiefling sorcerer.
Zan.
Hi, I'm Zan Larson. I'm known as Pale White Rabbit on Twitter and other places. I do a lot of art stuff, and tonight I will be playing Wile E. Wormwood, the cat-like goblin who's nobody's quite sure exactly what she does, but basically she lies a lot and gets herself into trouble.
And then Maria.
Hey, I'm Maria. I DM games, and very, very occasionally I play in them. And I'll be playing Camilla, a tiefling fighter. Yeah, he's a big girl. Very big.
All right. I am Kestrel. I just saw I'm listed as the Dungeon Meowster. Never been one of those before. I'm hoping we have lots of fun. And this is my first time DMing on stream, so it's a little nerve-wracking, but I hope we have lots of fun. Thank you. All right, well, we can get into the game. You all talked about if your characters knew each other or not beforehand. Did any of you decide that you had met before, or are you all meeting as we gather to start the adventure?
I think through the various channels, me and Wiley know about each other and or know who each other are, but not like this is us now interacting. And it's like, ooh, I know what you do and you know what I do.
Yeah, we've probably both been trading tales either in the tea room or the tavern.
Yeah.
Wiley's preference would be the tea room. But they've been trading tales and kind of noticing when each other is lying, but not calling each other out on it. Just kind of
Right.
testing their skills.
Mhm.
I like it.
Ishan's just really friendly person, so he talks to a lot of people, and he just likes to talk to people. Really confident, kind of cocky. Travels a lot, and if he sees anyone giving anyone crap for something that's out of their control, he has no patience for that.
Yeah, he just he doesn't mind if people talk to him, but typically doesn't speak unless they're like also like in an engagement with a social situation, like drinking at a tea house or a bar, or they're both working out or something like that. But he's not opposed to like just answering people's questions if they talk to him about it. And there was something else that was on my brain, but I forgot about it.
And
No,
You'll
okay.
remember later.
And Indulgence has met everyone here at least twice in various circumstances and remembers no one's name.
Mhm.
Nice. All right, so you were all contacted in the early hours of the morning. As some of you were waking up, some of you were probably planning on sleeping for a few more hours before you heard a knock at your door and were asked to come meet at the tea house for the morning. So you walk into the tea house, and a tiefling you know as Harmony, who is the owner of the tea house, comes bustling over to you. She is a lavender tiefling with dark purple horns and a silvery white bun on top of her head. She's like, oh, thank you all so much for coming. It would mean the world to me if you could help. If you go over to the table over there, you can. I'm sorry. It's just, it's so upsetting. You can go over there and meet with Arinella and Merrick, and they'll tell you what's going on.
It's all right,
And
Harmony. We've got this.
if you need anything, just let me know, and I'll get your orders prepared.
I have a character question. Would we have known if this was going to be possibly dangerous or just like entirely social situation?
I would say that you would know it was dangerous potentially. Like, you don't know what's wrong, just that something bad happened and your assistance is requested
Okay.
immediately.
Right.
So
She'd be more-
you'd have a feel that something was
Right.
wrong and potentially dangerous.
Mhm.
Okay, so Jamila would be wearing the armor then.
So
Indulgence would like to order. Can Indulgence have a mango bubble tea?
oh, sure, I'll get that for you. Does anybody else want something?
Yes, those delightful scones that I had yesterday. They were just so delicious.
Yes, and a delightful scone.
Okay.
I'll take
I'll
anything
do
that
that.
has caffeine in it.
Okay. And you know her. You know she's generally enthusiastic, but pretty laid back, and you can tell she's upset, and she's writing things down when normally she doesn't need to, and she's just really distracted, and she hurries off to fill the orders.
And Rhett just
Can Wiley follow a little bit just to see if she can ask if something's wrong and pry into the situation?
Sure.
Yes. Wiley's going to sneak probably into the kitchen, not thinking anything is wrong with that. And excuse me, miss, is something wrong?
Oh, yes. Something. If you could just go out there with everybody else and go, it's Merrick and Arinala, you know, from the shelter. They're over at the table waiting to meet all of you. They're the ones that call you all together.
Well, yes, but I was wondering specifically with you. You seem upset.
I don't know how much they want me to say because I think I don't know how much they want to get out around town yet. What happened? So I go talk to them and
I
they'll
can keep a
answer your
secret.
questions. But they have more information.
I can keep.
I just know what they told
alright.
me, so they know more than I do.
I just thought sometimes it's helpful for somebody to talk when they are upset.
I really don't know what I can say. If you could just go talk to them,
Oh,
please.
okay.
I'll bring your stone out in a minute.
Yes. We could go talk to them, and I can come back and get the scone. There's really no rush, I don't think.
Okay, thank you.
Has the kitchen window to the tea house open? Like, can you see down there?
I would say there's a window where you can see, maybe not the whole kitchen, but you can see a place where they have it set where people can watch them prepare some foods and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Camila's he's just gonna stand up, and he's very big, very large woman, like 6'8". I'm just gonna lean over and just shout, "Hey, can I get water?" Like shouting it out over the entire restaurant.
Okay, Harmony will look out and be like, okay, just a minute.
I think at that shout, Wiley will jump a little bit in the air and then just kind of like scramble under a table. Like run back out into the dining room and under a table and then peek out, just go, I don't like loud noises.
Sean is just kind of looking back and forth between both of you, just like eyebrow raised.
Rhett just kind of, sits there and sees Wiley go under her table and goes, and kind of just barely leans down because, it's already almost table height. So just barely leans down and was just like, so what'd you steal? Just assuming the worst.
I stole some flour.
Wow.
Sean hears none of this and he just walks over and crouches down because he's real tall. And he's like, "You all right down there? Come on. It's safe."
I'm just fine. When you're ready to leave, I shall come out.
All right. And he's just going to walk over to the table and sit down.
When you go over to the table, there's a Furbolg woman whose name is Aranala and a halfling man named Merrick. They're known to be the people who run that animal shelter in town. You can decide if you would have known them already, or maybe just know them by appearance because it's a town that's fairly small. So you kind of know most people at least by sight, even if you don't know their names, you've seen them around. So you'd probably have an idea as to who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Sean's probably like fix some of their fences or something in his off time. Because he likes fixing things. So he's just going to sit and like, so what's going on?
Okay, so a little bit about the shelter. It's got a variety of animals, and it's known to be a place that provides help to animals and is also a place of therapy where people can go to help take care of the animals, give them extra love and attention as they're being rehabilitated, and also people who want to seek out animal care for their own therapy can go. So it's sort of a dual purpose. So that's what it's known to be, both shelter for animals, therapy, and care for the people of the town. It's a very diverse town. You see furbolgs, tieflings, humans, an occasional goblin. Nobody thinks anything of it. Very accepting of all sorts of races. So
at this point, as people have been talking about cats, Wiley slowly comes out from under the table and takes a seat, and is you can basically only see her large eyes and fur and ruff and cat-like pointed ears.
So once everybody comes out from under tables and sits down and joins them, you see Aranala. She's kind of leans forward and she's like, "Thank you so much for coming. We're so worried and we really need help. Last night, in the middle of the night sometime, all of the cats were taken from the shelter."
You know about to tell a huge shriek.
Why would anyone
Cats
do
burn
that?
We don't know. It's very strange.
Even little Snowball?
I'm afraid so. We had 11 cats, and they were all taken.
What about Carrot Pie? Is Carrot Pie still there?
No.
Little Snowball
there
and
was-
Carrot Pie.
No sign of harm to them, but I was home sleeping. Merrick here and a couple other people were there on shift overnight. And, well, Merrick, if you tell him what happened. He's pretty quiet. Just been sitting there, keeping to himself, watching everything. He's like, "Yeah, well, I was working just my usual shift, making the patrols around the different rooms, checking on all the animals, and I heard a ruckus come in, and I went to check on it, and I walked in, saw this figure, and then it must have collapsed. And when I came to a little later, the other employees were out still on the floor, and I rushed out the door, and I saw something in the distance."
Do you remember like hearing any words or anything while or like right before you passed out?
Not that I remember. You
What
know,
about-
sometimes I'd hear the other people talking to the animals, but nothing unusual.
How close
did
together
feel
were you
stuff.
and all of your fellow coworkers?
Well, when I got back out to the room where I heard the noise, there were out the front near where people come in. That's where I heard something, and the other two employees were out on the floor, not very far from the door. I don't know where they had been before, and I was kind of in the back, so I couldn't hear much. And they say they don't remember anything else really, just they heard somebody come in, and they weren't supposed to be anybody in because it was closed for the night. And then all they remember is just falling asleep or something, waking up, and the cats were gone. And I was gone too, because I went outside, tried to figure out what happened, and saw something off in the distance. And you know that the animal shelter is kind of on the sort of southwestern corner of town. And then there are like fields and forests a little ways away, so it's on the edge of the town. So I went out and I saw something walking off in the distance, and I tried to call out, and then I saw the cats. All the cats seemed were following this figure, and then it turned back to me, and then I guess fell asleep again and woke up there later.
That has to be some powerful magic
That
to
is-
kick everyone out.
Sounds like
That
you
is
failed
not
your job.
good. And magic that
Oh,
can
I
make
was
cats
sure
follow.
I could.
Yeah, that's the most
Do-
impressive bit, that all of the cats go with them.
Do you think it would affect me? Because
Are you a
that's
cat?
very worrisome.
And
like
Aranala
cats.
Start
leans
wandering
forward. She's
off
like,
somewhere, I
don't
can just
know.
grab you.
Aranala just kind of looks around and looks really confused. She's like, you know what? That's what I found the strangest about all of this. I mean, I don't know why somebody would come in and take the cats in the first place. But I mean, I like cats, so I
Maybe
can
it's a
understand why
ritual
somebody'd want them.
sacrifice.
No.
But you know, the thing that I find the strangest is that they were all following this person. I mean, I try herding cats sometimes as part of the job, and it doesn't work. I don't
Maybe
know
the
why.
creature is like a giant mouse, and so the cats were like, we will all follow you because when we get to somewhere where we can like surround you, then we can catch you and eat you, and it will be delicious.
You're
Definitely has to
You're
be a
reminding
strong
me of
type of magic.
someone.
I've studied a lot, and there's not much that could get cats to behave like that.
I know of one person that got it to work with rats. Not cats, though.
I
Might be
think
the
I
same
know
kind of
that
magic.
same person. What if he did the same thing, but tried it on cats, and next time it's dogs?
You
But dogs are
two
kind
Oh.
of
hope-
stupid.
I
It would
hope they don't
definitely
come
work
back
on
for our
them.
dogs. But
Well, in any
you
case-
know, as you can understand, we are so worried for our cats. I mean, like you said, what if it is a sacrifice or something? We don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do, and we just want our cats back and safe.
Whatever it
So-
is, we'll find a way to stop it, and then when we get back, I can see what I can do about the security here, make sure it doesn't happen again.
Thank you. That's what we wanted. We hoped maybe all of you could do something, try to find what happened.
Marek,
There's-
is there anything else you remember?
Oh well, not that I can think of. Just it was so strange seeing all those cats following a figure like that. I mean, they're usually all over the place. You know, you've got the calm, quiet ones, the ones that like to hide from everybody, the ones that like to try to climb the walls. But I ain't never seen them all come together and just follow somebody like that. It's the strangest thing.
Do you have, in case we do find them, like some catnip or some cat treats, and we can use that to try and like lure the cats back?
Oh yeah. Now that you mention it, he leans over and rummages in his bag, and he pulls out a couple handfuls of treats and toys with jingle bells and stuff. Here, these are theirs. They know them. They know in particular that when they hear this little bell, it means they get a treat. So
Do you actually ring the bell?
this one bell, yeah. This one sounds different than these that are just the toys, and they know that this ringing one means it's time for a treat.
Yeah, and like as he's pulling this out, like little part of Hamila's armor will just like pop up, and just be this tiny little, slightly fuzzy little head, and this little looks like vaguely sort of reptilian, but a little bit furry. Strange little creature. It's about house cat size. Just crawls right out of like the little top of his armor. Just like jumps on the treats.
No, you are a bad pet. You cannot have all of those. Some of those are for the cats.
Mila just like goes to try and grab him. And lifts the little thing up. And
Wiley tries to stare at it.
it has 6 legs. It looks kind of like, imagine a gecko with a crocodile's head, but covered in fur with like cat ears.
Wiley
Also-
still tries to stare it down, getting it to get to a staring contest with it.
Yeah, it just like all he does is just like all it does is just screech like a little baby crocodile basically. Just like a really loud like a pew sound. A laser gun.
Well,
pew.
Red,
that's different. Never seen one of those before.
seeing the reptilian figure and also seeing Wiley, both very interested in all the toys and treats. Rhett's just gonna grab it and put it all on his back and be like, "It's fine, we've got it. We'll get it out when it's time, not right now."
Mila's just gonna
Sean just kind of totally subs like, I travel with a steel defender that's a wolf. I don't think you scare the cats that much. Do you think it'll cause an issue? I remember they played pretty nice last time I was fixing something.
Mila shrugged her shoulders and just like goes to like chastise, and you hear him like talking to this thing, not in common. Just like, kind of, you know the way you chastise your cats, Just like that. And then Miller just like stuffs the little thing back in the armor and just like apologizes, like, sorry, Chunky's a little bit grumpy today. Chunky.
Its name is Chunky.
Oh yeah. Well, we got him as a kitten, and he's a very chunky little cat. Yes.
He is a very strange looking cat.
No, he's pretty normal.
That
Not
is
the
very
word I
different
would
from the
use to
cats I know.
describe it, but
Camila just says this very matter of factly, like that's how cats are supposed to look like.
Well, I like your strange cat
Aha.
anyway. Can I pet them sometime?
You'd have to ask him that.
Can I pet you sometime?
You just hear like a squeak, just shoot out of the armor.
I think that means yes.
good to know I'm not the only one that's got a random thing hiding in my pockets and just pulls out a little figure that kind of looks like the things people use as like drawing references.
Mhm.
Made this little guy to help with my stuff. He's not quite as organic as the little furry guy, but he's helpful. Puts it back in the pocket.
Oh yes, Chunky's very wonderful. He does not get along with Stinky very well, though.
You have another one?
Oh yeah, Stinky likes to eat garbage, though.
Are they very good at tracking other cats?
Stinky's very good at getting lost in this little box I put him in. That's about it.
You put the cat in the box?
Oh yeah, it keeps him because he likes to wander. So if I put him in a box, he gets lost.
It does have air
He
holes
stays
in the
still.
top, right?
Oh no, I leave it open. He can't. He hasn't figured out how to climb out yet.
This is a very strange cat. Cats are usually very good at figuring out how to get into and out of boxes.
Stinky's a little dumb, but I love him. Stinky.
Yeah, that's
About
what
this
Snowball is
time.
like.
About this time, Harmony comes over with the tray with your orders and hands them out. And she looks to Aranala and asks, "Did you tell him? Did you tell him about the stories?" Aranala kind of looks at her like, "No."
There are stories?
Yeah.
What kind of stories?
So I hear all sorts of stuff here. People come in for tea. They sit around sometimes for hours and just talk about everything. And out in the South Woods for the last year or so, things have been a little strange.
Like stranger than normal around here? Because that bar is pretty high.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. The occasional traveler will come up that South Road, and sometimes just people from the town go out on their hikes, and they've stopped going down there mostly because they say it feels different. Like it's harder to get around in there. It's just feels creepier.
Is everything all sticky?
Occasionally.
That would make it harder to get around.
Yeah,
Are there vines?
well, I think so. I mean, they've talked about there being vines and bushes and trees where they didn't think they used to be. And the Aranala starts to talk.
I think
like,
I've heard about moving trees.
I thought they were just stories, but now I wonder, because that is where Merrick said the cats followed the figure too. So
Magic can do some weird things. Sounding like we're dealing with more than one person too, or entity of some sort.
and since we got a boon from donations, Harmony stops like, oh right, before I forget, and she pulls out of her apron pocket a few potions. She's like, I rounded these up for all of you because, well, who knows what's out there. Weird stuff's happening, and, well, we'd all be so grateful if you could go take care of whatever it is and get us our cats back. She
Are
gives you
any
three.
of them cherry flavor?
Well, I'm not sure. The healers over at the the apothecary mixed them up, and I know sometimes they give them different flavors. I'm not sure which these are. This one
It,
kind of red, so
indulgence, it's fine. If it doesn't taste right, I've got some stuff in my pack. We can just pour that in. It may not help with the healing effects, but it'll taste a lot better.
Does it get you drunk? Because that's always a good side effect of adding things to normal drinks.
Well, yes, of course.
Excellent. I like you. I think we are going to be very good friends.
okay. So it's 2 standard healing potions and 1 greater healing potion.
Now, when you add booze to that,
Wiley's
is
gonna
that an
try and-
extra D4?
Sean definitely approves of adding booze to things.
Hamila will ask. Wait, is the character named Red or Fox?
Right.
Hamila will ask Red. What kind of things do you have?
I got a few little pouches of different things. If you ask about it, I probably got it, but don't tell them it came from me.
Are any of those things liquor?
Yeah.
Well, Rhett just said it will get you drunk. It would be hard to
Well,
do that
well,
without liquor.
Well, some people get drunk off of terrible things like whatever cow dishwater they call beer here. But
I have.
That is why we were at the tea house, by the way, Harmony. Your drinks are much tastier, even if they do not get you drunk.
I mean, I can always add a little bit. It's fine.
Not while.
And
Wiley
I'm not
just-
opposed to people adding stuff to my tea. I do it from time to time.
What would go well with mango
Wiley
bubble
coughs
tea?
a
Do you
little
have
bit.
any rum?
He just takes out a very dark liquid and just tosses it over.
Hamila will take some as well.
And
What else
and then
you got in there?
and then he, after passing that out, Rhett, being that he's got all the supplies, he's like, all right, have one last drink and then we're off.
Yeah, let's probably best to save the getting drunk for after we fix the problem and save the day.
Hamila's he just like holds his hand up like, I'll be fine, trust me. He'll take a little shot of the rum.
Mhm.
Then
My
he's gonna
sister's name is Tolerance, if that tells you anything about my family.
he's gonna pop this thing of like it's clearly a bottle of lantern oil, like very clearly lantern oil. Just pours it right in the rum. He's gonna take a match and light it and light the whole thing on fire.
No,
And then
what are you
drink it.
doing? You can drink that.
Yeah, no, he's going to drink it while it's on fire.
Doesn't that burn going down?
And Sean just looks at her and is like,
Yeah.
I like this food. Yeah,
Yeah.
we
So-
should go for drinks after this sometime.
Yeah, so fun fact, Hamila resists fire.
I got a drink you might be interested in after we save the cats.
We should go save the cats.
I got it in a
Yes,
place called
please.
Four Corners, and evidently it can get a dragon drunk.
I am
Dragons are
interested.
lightweight, so
Might
that
have
makes
to try
sense.
that one.
Dragons are lightweight, so that makes sense.
That's true. I love when a dragonborn's challenging me to drinking contests.
Not
I always
these dragons.
drink 'em under the table.
Well, is there anything
Hilarious.
else that we might need to know about the weird things that are happening in the woods before we go?
Oh, well, not that I can think of. I mean, it's not very. There aren't any very clear stories. It's all just strange things.
Are you sure? And Indulgence is going to lean in and try and give him the stink eye, even though Indulgence has no stink eye to give, but is going to try.
I'm
Harmony
not
just kinda
entirely sure
stifles
why
a
they would
giggle at
hold
that.
anything back from us, because they need our help.
Yes, please. And you can see Aranala has like tears an occasional tear trickling down her face. Please, well, we don't have much to give you because we basically just get enough money for the cats, but we'll do what we can.
Hamila holds his hand out and says, no, don't. This is not for payment. No, don't do that.
I want exclusive visiting privileges through Snowball for 24 hours.
I can grant that.
Okay, I mean, I was in before, but now I get visiting privileges with Snowball too.
Sean's just gonna reach over, like, gently pat on her shoulder, like, it's all right, He hands her a handkerchief. This one's on the house.
Thank you so much.
Wiley's just like, well, it is a bit against my nature to do things pro bono.
It's for the cats.
It's for the cats. And this thing could also possibly be dangerous to me as well. As
Hamila looks over at Wiley. Hamila just looks right over at Wiley and says, but you will do it for free anyway. And just glares.
Harmony looks at Wiley.
Wiley glares back.
I will give, how about, would you do it for a free scone every day for a year? You get our kitties back.
Done.
I was just going to suggest we loot whatever poor idiots decided to mess with our cats, but... Because you never know what we're going to find.
I'm in.
Well, if that is all the information we should get, we should go to the animal shelter and we should go find the cat trails. And Indulgence is going to slam back her bubble tea and head for the door.
As Sean finishes chugging whatever it was he was given. Thanks for the tea. Just slides a coin over that's probably a little bit more than what the tea costs.
Neil will just flip a little coin out of a little coin bag and set it down on the table, and then pull the visor on his helmet closed with the little pseudopods. A pseudopod is basically imagine like an octopus's arm, but like nothing on it, just like that, right on the face.
Remind me after this to ask you where you got that helmet. It's pretty cool.
Before leaving, Wiley is going to shake hands with each of the two people from the shelter and the lady from the tea house. He goes, Wiley, Wormwood, at your service. We shall save your kitties. And then leaves.
Sean's just gonna give his like biggest, most confident sounds like, don't worry. We'll get this sorted before too long. You'll have your cats back before you know it.
Thank you all so much.
Mm-hmm. Rhett just kind of follows Wiley out and is like, all right, let's get on it.
Hurry up, slowpokes! You hear from halfway down the village road.
They're hopeless.
He just picks up this entire mountain of gear on his back, just starts going out there with the cape on. Covering the armor, of course. You don't want to get the armor dirty.
Wiley rearranges her cloak a bit, and some people might notice that it has, it seems to have a bunch of eyes embroidered on it.
Hamila's cape is pretty much just like a neon green piece of cloth that sits over the armor to keep it from getting too dirty. The helmet's like pretty fancy. It's got two little green horns on it. And it's a symbol of the spider on the top of the helmet and on the back.
When Sean sees just how much Hamila is carrying, he's gonna say, you know, might be able to get you a pretty good deal for a bag of holding when we're done with this.
Also, like for reference, it's like a literal two people's sized worth of gear on his back. It's like 260 pounds worth of gear.
I mean, making bags of holding is kind of one of my things. He just pats the messenger bag that's on his side. And as he's walking, he just wait, crap, I forgot what I named. Going up to it and just mechanical wolf just slopes after him.
Camila says, "Oh no, thank you. It's part of the training." He says he just like pulls a banana out of his pocket, starts eating. It's like, see, like you can't ever go easy on that training. Otherwise, you just get noodle arms like them, and just points to one of the random party members.
Wiley sits there with hands on her hips going, yeah, well, there's no one quicker than a blade than I am.
I mean, except for me. Except for me. We all know this. You've heard the stories.
I won our last duel.
Oh, okay. You cheated on the last duel. Let me just
Hey!
remind you.
I mean,
You
isn't that
didn't
half the
say
fun
no
of
cheating.
dueling?
Cheating on the duel is very dishonorable. You know what
I-
they do? Yeah. I know
I
someone.
mean,
You didn't say no cheating, and it's kind of expected between us.
That's fair.
Also, it's a
but...
mark of a good duelist if you can cheat without anyone realizing.
Oh no, I realized off the bat. Totally realized. But I'll let it slide this time. Next time, we're doing it fair and squares. And like, draws a square with his finger. Just fair and squares.
We'll see. I'll let you cheat first.
Deal.
You see Sean just kind of slowly moving some of the stuff inside his pockets to his bag of holding. Just like, nothing personal, but don't want to lose this, don't want to lose this, can't put my homunculus in there, but...
Like Wally just starts twirling an engraved stick in her hand.
Camila's just gonna go looking for some random garbage off the floor to find. Hold his hand out. So you see like this little green slimy thing just kind of reach out from the little gap between like the gauntlet and the sleeve of the armor, and like plop its head out and squeak and just start eating the garbage.
You have some very unique pets there, friend.
Yeah, Stinky. He was a gift. My mother gave him to me. Yes, yeah. She was on a trip. It was a very lovely place. She was going around and she was doing a little animal catalog, and she brought Stinky back.
My mom gave me this amulet. It helped her with her magic, and interestingly enough, helps me with mine.
Oh! What does it look like?
It's
What does
just
it look
like it's just a so it's like I actually have one around here somewhere, but it's just like the gem is orange and it's kind of like got gold around the center, gold around it.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. Camila just like kind of like reaches around this little necklace, which has this like little like sort of like black and red spider, like a little like it looks like a black widow, with like the red hourglass symbols, like jewel. It's like, oh, my mother gave me this for luck.
You have a thing for spiders, I see.
Oh, they're holy.
Fair enough. To each their own. Personally not a fan, but as long as they're not getting into stuff as I'm trying to build it, it's fine.
All right, so you know where the animal shelter is, and that there's pretty much only one road going south that goes out by the animal shelter, kind of goes around through the middle of town and then wraps around, goes past the animal shelter down toward the forest. So, if he was talking about there being a road south that they went down, that's probably the direction to head.
Camila will probably head that way.
Yeah, animal shelter's just over this way. It's not that far.
Are you going to the shelter or following the road?
I think we were talking about going to the shelter just to see if we can see anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably going to the woods after that. But I know, like, Sean probably wants to go and just see if he notices anything at the shelter.
Do you go inside or
Going to, maybe
outside?
not inside.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Just on the outside. to see.
Mila will knock on the door to see if, just kind of knock on the door and check to see if it's unlocked or not.
It's locked. But after a moment, somebody comes and opens the door, just a crack. And you recognize one of the employees that's there often during the day. A little kind of medium height for a goblin. Little goblin woman.
So like shin
peers
height.
up at you. So very, very short to you. Just peers way up at you.
Sean's like 6'10". He towers over everyone.
It's okay. So she just looks up. Hello, I'm sorry. We're closed today.
Who said that?
Hi. Hello.
What?
Sorry to bother you. We've been
And
going on to
Wiley
help find
steps
out what
forward and
happens
is just
to the
like,
cats.
hello, hi.
Oh, hi.
We're here trying to help figure out what happened with the missing cats. We just thought we'd come by see if we noticed anything.
Oh, were you the people that Merrick and Arnold sent over?
Yes. The name's
Oh.
Sean.
Oh, hi. Oh, she's looking way up at you. Hi. Yes, well, we're all very grateful to you. We're so glad that somebody's gonna help because we missed our cats.
Yeah, I hear they took Snowball and Carrot Pie and all of the other cats. We will do our best to get them back. Do you know anything about where they went?
No, I don't. But from what I hear, there's some really strange things going on in those woods. And that's where Merrick seemed to think the cats were going.
Have you seen any of these strange things yourself?
Well, just a little bit. You know, I get curious sometimes, and well, I went down to the woods after hearing some of the stories and just kind of poked around a little bit. I didn't go very far, but there were some. You know, I don't think plants normally move like that.
Mila squats down and then just eventually just decides to sit on the floor, so that close to eye level. So what kind of things exactly did you see?
You know how sometimes you think something moves out of the corner of your eye and then you look and there's nothing there?
No?
Yeah.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I know this feeling.
Yes, it was like that. And I think some plants were moving, but I could never catch it when I'd look at them. They'd stop.
What kind of plants? Were they like triffids? Were they like trees? Were they like tiny little mosses and shrubs?
Oh,
I'm not really sure.
Mila like pulls his helmet up. And also you can see like the top of the hair. And like points to, like these little horns. They look more like kind of like mushroom like than horns, really. You sort of point to them like, do they look sort of like this maybe?
Yeah, I've seen some things like that in the woods before. I don't know if that's what was moving, because they'd stop. I'd look at them and they'd stop moving. So I don't know what it was.
Indulgence is staring up and up at Jimmy.
If they move, I will certainly see them.
Are your mushrooms psychedelic?
I get that question a lot strangely. He says like, you see like these little, around the horns, they're like these little, it looks kind of like a little jelly funguses growing around the sides.
Can I lick them?
No.
Okay. I thought I would ask.
It's like hearing everything about the woods. Wiley is going to head towards the woods and see if she can spot anything moving.
And the little goblin is like, oh, just a minute. And she closed the door. Wait a minute. And she comes back and she opens the door and holds out just a little toy mouse. She's like, this is Snowball's favorite mouse.
Yes, it is. I want it, please.
Here you go. Please get Snowball back.
Definitely.
We'll bring them all back.
I
He
pledge my life
says,
to Snowball's safe return.
Thank you.
Don't worry, we'll make sure you get all your cats back. We'll have them home before you know it.
The two little mushroom horns just kind of lay back and flatten themselves against his head as he puts the helmet back on.
How do you do that?
The same way everyone else does it. He just shrugs. That's what my mom does.
Sean just shrugs and his ears twitch. And his ears look more elven than orcish, so I don't know if anyone would notice that, but it's...
Yeah. Oh, fun fact, by the way, if anyone managed to see Hamila's hands, they're like neon green, as opposed to like the normal dark brown skin tone he usually has. They're also like partially see-through. Like you can see the finger bones at the fingertips through them.
You must be a really good gardener then. You don't just have green thumbs, you have green hands.
I don't really garden, really. Well, we grow mushrooms. But that's really more like composting thing.
I mean, I had a buddy whose hands turned orange after he was trying to enchant something and it went sideways, but I've never quite seen that before.
I run in the family.
I mean, that's
Well-
really exciting. Everyone in my family is just purple.
Oh, yeah. Mila just pulls out this little family photo album. Various tieflings. You can see some of them have a lot. Yeah, some of them have like a whole head of a mushroom instead of hair.
I want to touch
While
them all.
they are going through this photo album, Rhett is just like, okay, I'm going to the forest. They will follow when they get there.
Wiley's already
Oh.
heading towards the forest, and her
Yeah,
tail is swishing.
Yeah.
Sean is also starting to move towards the forest, and he's like trying to see if he can detect any like remnants of magic or anything he might have like seen before when he worked for the wizard.
And now the thing about Wiley's cloak is it's actually a robe of eyes. So she can see in all directions at once and can see things that are invisible.
I almost picked that, but I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Mila will like eventually close up the family photo album, which has a similar sort of spider design as the little helmet does. Put that away. It's like, oh yeah, sure, yeah. He goes on and ranting about the family, like different cousins.
And finally, the goblin just kind of watches for a while and she's like, okay, I need to get back to the animals. Bye. And she closes the door.
Sean's just gonna look
Say
back.
hello to the puppies
You
and the bunny
coming?
rabbits for me.
Sean just looks back and is like, "Are you coming?"
Oh, yep, of course. I was not at all distracted by puppies and bunny rabbits and family photos. I'm coming.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, if I'm being distracted by something, shiny wolf.
Ooh.
Mila just looks up and he goes sprinting forward with the whole freaking campsite strapped to his back.
I imagine stealth is not going to be a thing on this.
Maybe not for
Plate
some
armor.
of you.
Yeah.
Why bother? It's
There are two of us that are just going, no, the rest of you wait right here.
Yep. Mhm.
I'm actually fairly stealthy because I am squishy.
Hmm.
So
To
it
be
is good to
fair,
be able to
to be
hide.
fair, Hamila's job usually involves actually not moving. It usually involves making other people not move, but
To the forest where I want to see if we can find some cat prints. Are there cat prints? Can we see the cat prints or any moving plants or anything?
I will say, since we got several more boons, that you were easily able to find some patches of mud along the path with cat prints. So it's clear quite a few cats went that way toward the forest.
Found animal tracks. Mila says, point at the animal tracks.
So weird seeing cats like seeing that cats walked in a straight line like that. That's just cats don't do that normally.
Yeah,
It's
they
very
usually.
weird.
Yeah, they don't.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of problems with the cats lately. They were all hiding in the. They were all clinging to the ceiling, like in the temple. They were all clinging to the ceiling. I had to go up there with their broom once.
That must have been fun.
Yeah, it is. They would just keep climbing back up, and one of them just like sat in the middle of the ceiling. He wouldn't move.
Those are some really weird cats.
No, that's what they are, cats. Well, what would you expect them to look like?
How many legs did these cats have?
6. What else would they have?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the cats at the animal shelter before?
No, why?
Okay, so what you think we're looking for, what we're looking for are actually different things.
Amelia just like sits there, like just like this, really confused. Like, what?
At this point,
Most
Indulgence
cats only have 4 legs.
and at this point, Indulgence starts describing each and every single cat at the animal shelter in great detail, including their personalities and like their favorite places to hide and their favorite toys and their favorite treats and everything.
Mhm.
Oh, you mean the lions?
Yes, but the way smaller than most lions. So they're
Oh,
like
yeah.
this big.
So like the baby lion.
Kind of. Some of them
Smaller.
are even orange like lions, but some of them are other colors. So like Snowball is white and Magic is black. And then there are some that are all kinds of colors. Like Snoopy has lots of spots. And
Doesn't it seem
just
kind of dangerous to
keep
keep the
going
lions
on.
like that? Like they'll get big one day.
No, these ones stay that small.
That
They
doesn't
stay
seem
the
right
size
to
of your
me.
cat, but they have fewer legs. But they're pointy. They have pointy claws, and then they go rah, and then they like sit on top of you, and they use their claws, and they like dig their claws
Oh,
into you, and it hurts, but it feels like kind of good, even while it hurts, because it means they're all happy and safe.
oh yeah, Chunky does that.
Yeah, yeah, just
Lions.
like Chunky does.
And Wiley is still trying to keep an eye out for moving plants.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and
Same
Deshaun's
with
trying to
Rat.
think of like he's right through his head to see if they could think of like anything that could possibly explain what's going on magically, because he has like a +7 Arcana.
And also, Wiley's trying to be ahead of the group that's talking loudly to try and be a little more stealthy.
Sean's
Think-
got his hood up, but he has a cloak of elvenkind, so he's oddly stealthy for his size.
Amelia's just gonna sit there and kind of look for like a little base camp-esque sort of thing to hang around with.
All right,
He just says,
so Wiley's going first, and then what's the rest of the marching order?
Rhett would be right there with Wiley
gonna say, like,
because
Amelia should probably be as close to the front as possible, given Amelia's probably the only person who would take a fight well. Or an ambush well.
You have a half-orc with a giant axe strapped to his back.
Amelia was... Yeah, but Amelia's probably tankier. Also wearing plate armor, so...
Slightly. Yeah.
And Wiley's
Sean's
bristling at the implication she needs any help.
Mhm.
Amelia
Sean's-
also specializes in defensive fighting.
So
I have a defensive wolf who I've like opted down, stuck, and he's like crouched to the ground and crawling forward.
I would say as far as marching order goes, you do have 2 scouts up ahead, followed by our
The
2 big
tanks.
tanks, followed by Indulgence. So
That
it's a
sounds about
2-2-1.
right.
Yes.
And just like every once in a while, just like glancing back to make sure we still have with that Indulgence is still following and has not wandered off.
You look back and you see this like chubby purple tiefling in a pink dress just kind of like skipping down the path talking about all of the cats that are missing.
Oh my god, she's adorable.
Yep, Emil's just gonna wrap the little cloak. What's the temperature like?
It's early fall, so kind of a nice cool breeze, but not too chilly yet.
It's not disappointingly warm. Okay. Yeah, Emil's just gonna like wrap the cloak around not I say little, no, it's a huge fucking glaive. Just like huge pole arm. And he just got it over the shoulder walking through the forest. And the armor has the same sort of design as the helmet does to it. Just kind of looking around, twiddling his thumbs, waiting for something to happen.
Sean just like adjusts his fedora every so often.
All right, so you head into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, you can tell that you're on a path that's big enough for a cart. You can see that it's gotten some use, but it's starting to look a little bit overgrown, not as well kept up as the path in town or the main roads that are traveled in and out of the town other directions. You go in a little ways, and it's kind of it gets dense pretty quickly, so kind of dark. And it doesn't take long, since you're watching and you got some boons, be able to pretty easily find a path that turns off not too long after you get in.
Well, let's go forward.
Yes, let's.
Yeah.
The sooner we find these cats, the sooner the people back at the shelter can stop worrying. And the sooner I can get to fixing their stuff. I'm between jobs anyway. The last one paid really well.
And the sooner we can pat all of the kittens and the cats.
That too. It's amazing. The cats here don't mind how. Yeah. The cats here are pretty used to me by now. Takes a while to get them to warm up to me because, well, he just points to his tusks.
Emila's just gonna grab a little orange to peel and eat that while they're walking. It's important to keep energy up.
Every once in a while, Sean just kind of pats the wolf like it's an actual wolf instead of a robot. Just kind of like out of habit. Just like scratches the ears.
Wiley's eyes are just constantly darting around now.
After a few minutes, you see, those of you who are watching carefully, at least those in the front, you see something small fly overhead, and then it loops back around and comes and hovers in front of you. And it's a little pixie. Just kind of hovers around, and she's very anxious and worked up. And she's like, oh, good. Help, please, my friends. She's got them back there. They're locked up. Please help. And she turns and flies off before you can say anything. She just turns and flies off back down the path where she came from.
Yeah, just immediately darts after full speed.
Mila just says, we probably shouldn't trust him.
No. Oh, well, our friends are going, so we go too.
Is this by chance dim light in the forest?
Yeah, I would think it qualifies as dim light.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you lose sight of Wiley as this is all happening.
Sean chases
so
after, and Opted follows.
Okay, Wiley, roll me perception check.
Oh, that's going to be nice. A 19.
All right. So you're running down this path that in dim light in the forest, but watching pretty carefully. And you're just starting down the path, and you see this this sort of archway that out of vines that just stands out and catches your attention. You just like kind of skid to a stop and just like stare at it. Like it's not doing anything, but something caught your notice about it.
I kind of walk around it and try and figure out what I'm getting from this that's odd.
It starts to move.
Unless when Wiley stops, none of us are going to notice that Wiley has stopped.
And I look back. Do I see the others?
You see
They're probably right behind me.
Rhett chasing you, but huffing and puffing.
Yeah, Sean.
Incredibly so.
I'm going to grab Rhett and drag him behind a tree. And
Sean just sees
with
Rhett
this
just
action
staggering sideways, and he's just like, "Oh, maybe that's the one that disappeared."
Emilia's gonna catch up with
and
yeah,
and basically whispering to Rhett that arch moved.
So do we go under it or around it?
Sean comes up behind you.
We sneak around, but I think the others might blunder into it.
Mila's gonna catch up. We're gonna keep walking forward as this is going on.
And Sean like kind of walks up behind her and it's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Okay, so since it started moving...
And you hear a voice go, "No one."
Oh, so that's where you went.
Since it started moving already, at this point, I'm going to have everybody roll initiative.
How far away are we from it? Or how far away is Hamila from it?
How far up did you want to walk? You said you kept going. They're behind the tree, which I assume not too far?
Now, it's probably about 10 feet from where it is, depending on how dense the forest is.
We'll just kind of keep walking forward then.
Alright, so you walk forward and you see it moving.
So how far away am I from it now?
They're about 10 feet back and you kept going. You could be within 5 feet of it, 5-10 feet.
Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop all the gear except for the weapons and go into, the good old stabbing mode.
Sean just is like carefully reaching. Actually, no. He's probably just pulling up his little crossbow. Not quite axe time yet.
I've got everybody's initiative except Wiley's.
5. I rolled a 1.
Oh no.
Can I just say, I don't think I've had more than maybe a +1 initiative, and having +3 is so nice.
I have a +0 initiative.
I've actually rolled 0 initiative because I had -1 for one character and I rolled a 1.
I think the 5 is fair because she used her first action to pull Rhett behind a tree.
And Sean's just notices that Rhett just I guess I was like, that's not normal. So he kind of ducks out of the way and orders Opted to kind of crouch behind some bushes because giant shiny wolf. Well, he's probably fixed it so he's not shiny, but...
So Vine starts moving, kind of reaching out toward you all.
If it's Vine, I'm definitely grabbing the axe.
I think Sean is first. Let me check their initiative one time. Yeah, Sean would be first in initiative order if you want to do anything.
So, there is a Vine reaching towards someone?
It's reaching out toward where toward the path where you all were. People coming up and moving back and toward where it senses movement.
All right. So to clarify, it started the combat. How far away from Hamila?
I think you got within like 5 to 10 feet.
Okay.
Unless
then,
you moved back when you saw it moving.
Oh no, she'd stay. He either stay in his place or move forward. But has it moved more than 5 feet while near Camila?
Not yet. Like you can see it's starting to curve out towards you. So I'd say it's still within its like 5 feet range, but it's like.
Well, he's just checking to see
direction.
if it's moving while it's in his reach.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it definitely looks like it's reaching towards the party, not just kind of a vine growing out.
All right.
Yeah, very definitely moving. Very definitely. It was an archway, and it's kind of like moving up off the arch toward the party.
Okay.
Sean's just gonna take his great axe and hack at it.
Right. Roll to attack.
Wait, where's my attack bonus on here? Don't think I wrote down the correct attack bonus, but I rolled a 13.
Into hit.
Trying to see where my attack bonus is written down on this thing.
Yeah, that just hits.
Alright. So in that case... D12... not great. 7 damage.
Right.
So it takes this real pretty elven axe and just hack.
Everybody's initiative in order. Okay, how much did you say?
7.
All right. Okay, anything else?
I don't remember if I have anything special, but like I just, oh yeah, I do have an extra attack. So I'm just, if that didn't sever the vine, he'll attack again.
Okay. No, it just like kind of flinched a little bit, but didn't seem to.
Yeah, so in that case, he's going to attack again. 5. He misses.
Okay.
I wasn't kidding about the garbage dice rolls. Even Google.
F in the chat.
All right. So next would be Red. Wait, no. I think.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So Rhett, being that he was behind the tree, did not realize what was happening at all with the vine, but hearing some hacking away, Rhett's going to try and essentially go stealthy to go unnoticed and kind of move up and get a better view.
When Sean misses the second time, he's like, stupid fine.
So
Okay.
essentially wanting to stealth up and get closer just to get a better view on things, but not be seen.
Okay. Are you gonna attack or anything?
Mm-mm.
All right. So is that your turn?
Yeah. It was a overall 13 on stealth. Not horribly great, but
Vines don't have
Yeah,
eyes, at least.
I've got some boons to give out. So I'll say you're able to sneak in there and nobody knows where you are.
great.
All right. That brings us to Camila.
Okay. Hamila just, he sees the combat's going on, so he takes the glaive out, and he's going to swing at it with Great Weapon Master. So I'm gonna just roll that dice, and Oh, that is a 21 to hit.
That does it.
Hit
All
real
right.
good.
And that is 24 slashing damage total. Ian, how's it looking?
It's still in pretty good shape.
All right, he's gonna attack it again with Great Weapon Master.
We're both just like, don't touch my
And,
friends.
oh, cool. I almost crit. But I didn't.
Ooh,
Rolled a 23 to hit.
All right.
nice.
And this one is 22 damage slashing.
All right.
Is it still
It's still doing okay, but it is still it's definitely struggling now. Like it's taken some damage.
Can I tell if there's anything, might be any more creatures around or anything that might attack in the area?
Nothing you see.
All right, then he's going to. Well, is it looking like one hit away, maybe, or no?
Not probably not that close, but you've done some good damage to it, and you can tell it couldn't hold up to that much total damage again.
Mhm. He's going to shift. He's gonna use his fighting style and shift into a defensive stance using his bonus action. You know, just kind of spreading the feet and getting ready to strike if anything moves, basically. And he's gonna call up to everyone, "Hey, gather around me." So he's just kind of shouting out. He's gonna stare the vine down and anything else that kind of moves around or anything.
I completely forgot I could have my Steel Defender attack, so I'll just remember that next time.
And he
I'm
makes
not used to having a second thing that can attack.
Yeah, and he makes a point, it's like to call this. He actually calls out the defensive stance, the dominion of the mountain summit. That's what he calls this. It's very important. If you've ever been with him drinking or like working, he would have told you about this.
Yeah, Sean's probably heard the story.
Yeah.
All right. Well, next you see along the other side, it's an archway, and this is the kind of big vine going up here. There's a smaller one going up the other side, and it starts to move, and will lash out at Hamila.
All right, question. So, how far away is it?
It's kind of a small path, so also if you were standing like in front of it, I'd say it's on the diagonal about 5 feet away.
All right, so as soon as it moves in, Camila has Polar Master, so anything that moves into his reach automatically provokes an opportunity attack from him. And since he's in his defensive stance, this doesn't use his reaction either. So he's just going to strike at it right away.
All right, then.
Yeah. He's going to roll. And that is a 23 to hit with Great Weapon Master. This is going to come back to bite me eventually. I know it. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the 0 to show up. So it's... Oh, no, never mind. I rolled a 1 on the damage roll. 17 to hit. 17 to hit on the one that's moving to attack Camila.
Wait, it's so the attack. Wait, what's the 17? You said, and the 20. I got the numbers mixed up now.
Oh, sorry, it's a 23 to hit and 17 on the damage roll.
Oh, 17 on damage. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, it's looking pretty hurt.
You hit it real good.
Yeah, that one. It's still there. It's still moving, not down, but it's definitely pretty hurt. You can tell it has a lot less to it than the other one does. So it is going to then take its attack at you. And it will reach out and take a swing at you.
How close would Hamila be to Ashan?
That's a good question.
Yeah, Ishan came up pretty close, right?
Yeah. And since he since his wolf was always pretty near him, well, there's a thing that Opted can do if he's within 5 feet of someone. If the thing doing the attacking is within 5 feet of it. So
Okay.
I would have to move him probably.
Well, I rolled a 7 to hit, so
So
you're probably fine.
Yeah, probably. I don't think that even makes contact with the armor.
Right, so it's like you hit it. It's it's hurt. It kind of reaches back out pretty feebly. Doesn't really get anywhere.
We're just yeah.
And that brings us to Indulgence.
So Indulgence would like to spend a sorcery point to quicken spell and firebolt this thing as a bonus action first.
Good spell.
To which one?
Firebolt.
The firebolt, which vine?
Whichever one is looking weaker.
Okay.
And that is nice. An 18 to hit.
Yep.
For 8 points of damage. Thank you, dice. You're being very good tonight.
Right. That it is just barely hanging on. It just kind of falls back and is just sort of barely twitching. Not quite dead, but really hurt.
Well, she will then point at the other one and is going to witch bolt the healthier looking one.
Oh, all right.
And that is another 18 to hit. This is banana cakes.
Nice, that does it.
Sean just looks over and is like, nice shot.
For 5 points of damage, so that one's not as good. Thank you. I've been practicing.
Looks like you practiced paying off there.
All of this while evil Palpatine lightning is still shocking the bejesus out of the plant.
It's a power.
All right, so is that your turn?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay back just a little bit and just keep shocking this thing.
All right. And down near the base of the archway and kind of along the path next to you, you see these small little shrubs start to move.
Are they moving into my reach?
Yeah, I would say if you're...
Because my reach is 10 feet.
Then yeah, they would all move forward into your reach. It's 4 of them.
Then I can attack them.
On each side.
Then I can attack them as they move in there.
All right, then.
All right. So
they
how
weren't
many?
kidding about the plants moving.
Yeah,
This is
so
weird.
4 of them.
4? Okay, so that's the first one is a 17 plus minus. Let me check. Hold on, wait. Shoot. All right, that is a 21 to hit.
Yeah.
Tunnel Fighter allows me to use my bonus action, and so until the top of my next turn, attacks of opportunity don't burn my reaction. So that is 18 slashing damage. It's the first.
Right. Well, you hit at it, and it's obliterated, falls apart into just little twigs and leaves, and it's done.
Yeah, you show that bush.
only with enough fear.
So also, when he says that, it doesn't sound as sarcastic as it. It doesn't come across as sarcastic as it normally would sound. He's like genuinely trying to be encouraging. He's just also a bit of a smartass.
Yeah. So what's the next one? The next one is a 12.
That
That
just
hit?
misses.
Rip. All right. So the next one, the next attack is that is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And this is that's 24 slashing damage.
Just explodes in leaves and twigs and just a little pile of them on the ground.
Yeah, let me see, so that's 3. So there was 4, right?
Yeah.
All right. That is a 10. Rip.
That misses.
That's still worth it to go for the big hits.
All right. So is that all? Okay. So the 2 remaining ones both reach these branchy little arms with claws out and try to slash at you.
All right.
First one rolled a 5. Okay, these are the cursed dice. I'm moving back to my dice from last night because those were good. Nope, that one's
my
an 8.
dice are cursed dice.
Yeah, well,
They've all been in dice jail for about as long as I've had them.
That's
Because
the
they've
one
tried
thing I
to
like
kill
about,
everyone.
that's the one thing I like about Roll20. It's pretty even as far as trying to screw me over. At
all
least I
right,
can't
so that's
win.
all of those. And then the first big one. Let's see, reading the chat. Okay, so then the first big one that you saw first will lash out at, well, I think it'd still be Camila because he's the closest right there, and he's been
He's showing them the dominion.
lashing out at
and
everybody,
mercy.
so it will lash back.
I picture like Ashan's probably like up next to Hamila, but except for like maybe like to the side, maybe like back a little bit.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like standing directly under a helicopter with its blades going.
Yeah. Also, at some point, it's gonna be like, Opted, watch your backs. Opted's the wolf. Who
Okay.
cannot be surprised.
Oh, so does the wolf need to be in initiative order?
I think it's the same initiative
what is
I
the
have.
wolf? Okay. All right, so that
Made up.
would be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so you take 11 bludgeoning damage and you're grappled. Until the grapple ends, you are restrained and you take 21 poison damage at the start of each of your turns.
All right, cool. He's fine with
Ow.
poison. It's just poison. You said like 11 bludgeoning?
Yes.
All right. All right. He's still looking healthy.
All right, that brings us to Wiley.
Okay. Wiley will suddenly appear holding out her stick and is going to fire magical energy at these creatures, going after the big one first. So that's an 18 to hit.
That should do it. The big vine.
The big one, yes.
Okay. Yes, that does it.
Okay. Gonna go ahead and roll damage on that one. 9 points of damage.
Okay, it's pretty hurt.
If it's still up, gonna attack again. And that's a non-natural 20 to hit.
All right.
So, for 13 points of damage.
Okay.
Out of
It is hanging on, but not by very much.
One more bolt of energy. And that's another 18 to hit, so that's 15 points of damage.
Had 5 left, so how would you like to do that?
Kill it with
Going
fire.
to end up going up in dark purple flames.
Right. So it gets purple flames start flickering across it and run its way down and kind of shudders, releases Camila, and just withers up and falls down. Still little bits of flame going across.
And bonus action, hide. Behind the tree again.
Nice
Alright.
job, but the purple wait, where'd she go?
Appears for an instant, then gone.
All right, it is Ishan's turn. There's still the smaller of the vines that is just barely there, and then the other 2 little shrub creatures.
He's probably gonna target and attack the vine. So that'll be... Well, that's crap. So with the great axe, that would be a 6, so he misses. Even Google, I'm like, I'm cursed. So when that fails, he's gonna try again. You're kidding me. I got the exact same thing. So he misses both times.
Esposito, that's so sad. Play Siri.
I'm like, it's terrible.
Does your wolf get an attack?
Wait. Oh, the wolf, yeah.
Yes, forced empowered rend, which I mean, it kind of sounds to, it kind of like a melee weapon attack. So it sounds like he would just go to like bite and rip it.
Magic bite. Magic bite. Magic bite.
That's
Come
fine.
on, Google. So that was an 11.
Just misses.
Always, every time. Doesn't matter if it's actual dice or Google dice. I can't hit anything.
Oh. Okay. Let's see. That brings us to Rhett's turn, who is hiding in the shadows. Nobody knows where.
Just like, letting Camila shine for this fight. It's fine.
So, Rhett's gonna kind of come out after seeing everything else that emerged, and come around, and gonna, try and hit it with a dagger.
Divine.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. 16.
That does it.
And being that I was hidden before, do I get advantage sneak attack on that?
I mean,
I think
there are enough people close to it, and
I
I'll say you do.
I should
But
still
it only
get it.
it only has 1 hit point left. But if you want to see how badly you hit it,
I mean, I always want to see how badly I can overkill.
it is always fun to roll those extra for d6.
nothing like the rogues.
Are you sure you?
more
Are you sure you
helpful
want to? I mean, if you get
Yes.
really good rolls here, you might be burning them all on 1 hit point.
Oh no, it's fine. So Rhett, not ever wanting to be shown up, comes out and he just takes the biggest swing out of this. and deals 20 damage.
That's almost as much as one hit from the glaive.
Nice.
Because he was sitting there just like, no. This isn't gonna be everybody else's show. This is my show.
It's not a Sean's show either.
Um,
Apparently.
is there by chance a second enemy within reach of me?
They're the other two little bush things, both on the ground. I'll say are both within reach.
All right, then he'll make his second attack at one of them with his offhand. Oh no, he doesn't. He does not. That'd be a 10.
Nope.
He does not make that.
All right, that brings us to Camila again.
Alright, so how many enemies are left?
The two little bushes.
Just walk up and step on them.
Well, Camila sees that they've more or less, well, he's kind of surprised that the vine that was around him just kind of withered up and died. And he's like, that's the fury of the mountain. That's what happens when you defile this graceful and majestic temple. And he's gonna go ahead.
Sean's just sitting there like, I'm pretty sure it was the one that keeps disappearing.
Just gonna go full on, just your standard, just doing a little bit of gardening. Just a tiny bit, a little bit. And that is a 19. Is 19 hits, right?
That does it.
All right. And that is 19 with the great weapon. Oh, that is a 25 slashing damage total.
So you take a big whack at it, and just the leaves and twigs burst out and go flying everywhere, and it's done.
Yeah, just chopping some firewood. Then he's gonna go and turn around and kind of strike the other one with the flat end, the back end of the glaive. The good old polearm flare. Using his bonus action. That is an 11.
Nope.
All right. So
the bush ducks out of the way.
So Johnson is missing. He's gonna be a little bit more focused, a little bit less flashy, and try to be a little bit more accurate with the strike. Using the second attack to just strike regularly, and that is a 28.
That does it.
I almost crit again. I'm mad. It's just 14 slashing damage.
Yeah, it falls apart. These things only have 4 hit points, so.
So that was definitely major overkill.
Yeah, I mean, you could have just kicked it probably.
Actually, yeah. Hamila's unarmed strikes do 5 damage, so that was entirely unnecessary.
Right, that is
just
all of them.
Sheepishly puts his axe back and is just like, I need more. Should have had more coffee this morning.
Meanwhile, I'm looking around for that pixie from before.
Don't see her anywhere.
But I knew which direction she was heading in.
Mm-hmm. She went down the path. So she would have flown over stuff, probably over this archway and everything that you then went through.
Gonna continue down the path.
I was gonna say, we probably shouldn't trust the pixie.
Does everyone want to take a quick break, maybe 5 minutes, and then resume again?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Maybe when I get back, I'll be able to hit things. It's a curse.
So...
None of my characters can hit things.
Yeah, it'd be like that. I'm glad I ended up taking the magic glaive instead of the belt.
Mm-hmm.
The glaive ended up helping more than I thought that the belt would.
Okay, so do we all just... There's Dan.
I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Here's to hoping I get better dice rolls.
And
Yes. Throw some of the
back.
boons your way.
Honestly, not hard sometimes.
Some more boons they can throw in your direction. So
She's like, I
Maybe-
need blessed dice. Maybe then my rolls won't be garbage.
pray to the Google gods to to help you. All
Google,
right.
Google, be garbage.
I mean, you know.
Please.
Anyway. So, all right. I think Wiley was gonna go take off down the path again.
Yep, gonna
Mhm.
take off down the path after that fairy.
All right.
And disappears from view again.
And
How does she
Rhett chasing
always do
after
that?
Wiley is just like, once again, I'm running blind again.
Mila's gonna, go dashing forward, just slap himself in the
And-
face to use a second wind and bring himself back. Bring himself like a, let me roll that second wind dice.
And right next to Rhett, this voice just kind of comes out of nowhere going, well, if you had a magic wand, you could do this too.
Just wait till I take it from you.
after a few minutes,
Children.
after a few minutes, the pixie comes back, looks down at you. Oh, good, this way, and just takes back off again.
Wait. Oh, dang it.
Wait,
starts-
is it up like a little archway thing?
You're just going through the path between the trees. It's a more narrow path than the one that you
But
first
how
came on
wide?
and turned off. How wide? It's about 5 feet. So you're going single file pretty much, except for Wiley darting around in the trees.
I was
Yep.
gonna say also, I might send the wolf up ahead because his speed's 50, not 50, 40. So like not like far ahead, but just sort of ahead as a scout.
Okay.
that would be ahead of Wiley.
Yeah.
So what abilities does the wolf have?
Cannot be surprised, passive perception of 14. Yeah, dark vision up to 60 feet.
Who doesn't have dark vision?
Excellent question. Yeah,
Okay.
Speed of 40 feet.
Okay, so you want it to scout, and would it just like come back to you, or just stay ahead so it could attack first?
Yeah, just kind of like sending him ahead just because like I imagine like Sean's had him for a while, so like if Opted reacts in certain ways, he'll know if there's something up there. And
Okay.
he's not that far behind.
Right. So you all continue on down the path a little ways. Hmm. Wiley and Rhett first, and then the others like right behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody will perception checks.
All right. Do I have? Oh, I have proficiency in that. Cool. I don't remember if I did.
Ha! Good roll.
That is 14 plus 4, 18. 18.
21.
With a +8, I got 13.
With the +4, I had 22.
Dang.
Nice.
18. I was feeling pretty good about that until everyone else said theirs.
I just get good dice rolls on random things. I just can't get a good dice roll when I'm attacking.
Advantage helps. I rolled a 2 and a 20.
I had a character. I had an artificer way back before they even had the second version of the revised artificer UA, and they went their whole campaign without landing a single attack.
That
Oh.
makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
I'm not quite Will Wheaton level of can't hit things, but I'm close.
The highest they rolled was a 15 to hit, and it had 16 AC.
Oh, that's
Wow. All right, so after a bit, what was the wolf's name?
Opted.
Okay. Opted get you hear a bark or whatever noise would normally make a howl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or just
And some whatever noise it would make to signal to you.
This weird like beeping noise. Like a boop.
Okay, so you hear the noise that signals to you that there's something off, and then those of you with, I guess maybe all of you, you hear chanting from not very far away. It's still kind of dense forest, but it looks like it opens up kind of around the bend.
How far away
Well,
does it
that's
sound?
ominous.
Maybe this is the good kind of chanting?
Wait, how far away does it sound? And what language is it in?
Yeah, I was about to ask that.
You don't know what the language is yet. Like you can't hear words formed yet. You're not close enough to be able to make out if they're words that you know. You just hear sort of
The sort of
rhythmic
tone.
voice, the
How far away
tone.
is it?
It's, I'll say it's maybe 15, 20 feet to the bend where you can kind of see it start to open up, and it's somewhere around that way. So
Camila's gonna
40
leave the
feet.
gear wrapped up behind and just gonna move forward to the entrance, or just inside the where it enters out into the main area, or whatever we're hearing it from.
Wiley's gonna tap
Roll.
Red on the shoulder and go, "We should sneak around this way."
I can help. I'm
And we'll
very
start
good at
Yeah,
sneaking
yep,
forward and getting a good look.
Sean's
Everybody who
he's-
moves forward.
just,
roll
Sean's gonna
stealth
move
checks.
closely, but he's gonna.
Oh, Camila's
sort
not
of,
going stealthily at all.
Okay.
Sean's
So-
gonna kind of gesture for Indulgence to sort of stand behind him, because bright pink dress and I am a tank. I can protect you, and you can spam spells from behind.
No, Camila's actually like. Does Camila make it to the entrance or to see anything?
So you make it to the entrance, just clink, 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 logging up. You're not trying to be quiet.
Camila's being loud on
And-
purpose.
Okay. So as you're almost to the entrance, the chanting stops, and you
Language
get
was it?
there. It was Elvish.
Oh, Camila speaks that.
Oh, I
Okay.
so does Sean.
And yeah, he's just gonna announce or ask, "Hey, what's going on? Who are you?"
You see a woman who is kind of, I'd say, middle-aged. Appears to be human. Her hair's starting to gray. She doesn't look very old, but starting to age. And I'm terrible with putting ages to what people look like, so I'll just describe. And she stops. She looks startled. She's just wearing kind of comfortable traveling clothes, sort of. She stops, and she's kind of somewhat bent over, doing something along the ground. And she hears you. Like, you know, she heard something a minute ago because she stopped the chanting, and she's like stands up quickly and looks at you.
He'll respond in Elvish. He says that in Elvish, by the way.
Okay. And what did you say?
He says, "Hey, who are you? What's going on here?"
Who are you?
Oh, hello, rude of me. I'm Hamila, eldest and only daughter of Carlotta and Elia.
And okay, but what are you doing here? And you see behind her, There's a kind of small wooden hut. Some plants growing here and there, some in pots, a small garden. Just like a little homestead, it looks like.
I am right here with my companions. They're sneaking around here somewhere, or maybe lagging behind. I don't know.
Sean mutters under his breath in Orcish, just like, subtlety is not the thing with this group, is it?
How close? How close is it, Sean?
I imagine he's probably like within earshot of Famila.
All right. He just turns around and responds in Orcish. I am announcing myself to build trust.
He's just like briefly spreads shrugs. Fair enough. Pulls his hood down.
Let's back to talking to the woman in Elvish. I'm here with our companions. We're here to investigate. We heard about sort of cats going missing in the area.
Some cats.
I think that's what they called them.
Yes, it's from the animal shelter. Strange, they walked single file following someone. It's not typical cat behavior.
She starts muttering under her breath and moving her hands. And casts a spell.
Kind of checked. Oh, is it? Yeah, never mind. She's casting the spell. Yeah, if she's casting a spell, there's nothing I can do about that.
Actually, counterspell.
All right. Let's see. How does that work? Chest roll saving throw?
Let me look it up.
No, if it's level 3 or lower, it automatically fails. And if it's higher than level 3, the caster has to make an ability check.
Okay.
And actually, let's see.
Yeah. Oh no, and Humila definitely announced everyone's rough presence and location in the area.
Where she thinks everyone, where he thinks everyone is, not because
goodness
knows where the
Riley
things are.
Disappeared somewhere, but yeah.
Sean is kind of gestured for Obta to just kind of like skirt around and see if there's anything like else in the area he can notice.
Not really. There's just she's around this big patch of kind of this patch of open grass. Then all you really see is the little gardening areas and the hut. All right, so the spell fails then.
Would I have been able to tell what spell she was casting? Possibly. I can roll for it if you want to. He's also
we've got lots of boons to give away. I'll just tell you.
He's also studied a lot about magic working for a wizard.
Okay, she was trying to cast Bark Skin. And
don't need to worry. We're not here to hurt anyone. We just want to make sure the cats are okay and that they get back home. And he's saying this in Elvish.
She mutters something. She said she kind of blurts out something in a language. It's just this kind of nonsensical word.
Just spouting out random gibberish. Do we know the language?
And you don't know what it is. It's just kind of this gibberish word. And then you see this big tree at the corner that you round it starts to move. And everybody roll initiative.
All right. How far away are we from the tree?
Pretty sure she knows something, guys.
I'd say you're within 5 feet because it's right there at the corner that you were going to look around. And then she is about 20 feet away.
That is a 6.
15.
Oh, just a second. Let's see. Okay, who had 15? Was that Ishan? Was that you that had 15?
Yes.
Okay.
Lots of 6s.
Yeah, guess what? I rolled a 2 on this initiative.
Hey,
Okay,
you're working your way up. You got a 1, and now you got a 2.
11.
Okay.
I
It's fine.
For
would
some
say
reason,
Brandon
my
has
immediate
7 more.
reaction was an old marching band joke, and I was just like, not only is that not funny, and no one's gonna get it. I'm like, it's been 2 years since I was in marching band. Why is that still my immediate reaction?
You know, all these dice are growing in dice jail. I'm bringing out a new set.
My
That's
dice
fair.
have been in dice jail for a while. I should probably start training them to behave better.
Okay. Oops. Everybody. Okay.
You're a band nerd too? What did you play?
Contrabass clarinet for concert
Nice.
band and percussion for marching band.
Just clarinet for me.
I've
I've got the tendonitis in the hand to prove it.
Right.
Ouch.
I've been playing cello for 16 years.
Oh wow.
Nice.
I love the cello.
Can sing, have never gotten the hand of playing an instrument. I was in choir for a bit though.
I can kind of sing with people.
Same. I lost my ability to carry a melody on my own from lack of practice.
That's like also 12 years in band. You get really good at matching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the tree rolled a 19.
Ooh, dang.
That tree's ready to go.
It is. So it is going to make a slam attack against Hamila.
Ow.
That's a total of 25 to hit.
That hits. I'm trying to figure out, does Humila still have the glaive out?
If you want to rule that you did, then that's fine.
They have no reason to. They would have had no reason to switch out to a different weapon.
All right. So that
I was about to say, I wish I hadn't made the comment about sending Opted to scout around, because if it was close enough, he could do something.
Well, I imagined he would have, if he was scouting ahead down the path, then he would be up like kind of in her yard.
Yeah, because like if he's within 5 feet, he can of the tree as it's attacking, he can impose disadvantage. As long as he can see it and it's within 5 feet.
Okay, I'll rule that then, because that's kind of how I picture it. He would have like gone just kind of into where he saw. So okay, so disadvantage for the tree's attacks.
Yes.
Okay.
He can do that to anything as long as like what they're attacking is not him.
Okay, so that would make it a 16 to hit.
That fails.
All right then.
Good old
Gets
plate armor.
2. So
Who's a good
2 slam
boy?
attacks. So make another one, which is a total of 15 to hit.
That also feels it. Mila just like uses those big old pauldrons to block the hits.
All right,
That's
then.
a good boy, Opted.
That brings us
Oh no,
to...
is Chunky okay?
Oh, Chunky's fine.
Okay, that brings us to Ishan then.
He's just going to attack the tree with his axe.
All right.
Oh, axe time.
11. for the first
That
attack.
does not hit.
He's gonna try again.
This time?
That was a 1.
You.
You think I was joking about the fact that I can't hit things? It's a thing.
Do you want to use the dice roller?
Try a different dice roller.
All right, is that your turn?
It's all I can do unless, well, I could have. I'll see if I'm gonna have opted attack.
Can Opta take the help action?
No, it does not look like he
Because I
can.
know that, I know all creatures can take the help action because that's like a universal action, but does it specifically ban it from taking help or no?
I'll give you
I can't
advantage on that roll because of all the boons. And Google doesn't like you tonight. So
It really doesn't. I tried to figure out what his attack bonus would be.
you
Well,
you can
he
roll
rolled
again on your attack.
Okay. In that case.
Axe time?
I rolled again. I got another 1.
Are you all the sides ones or?
Earlier they seemed to all be 6s. I'm not sure that it's very balanced.
Alright.
Imbalanced digital dice.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe just shake each dice for 30 minutes or something. Put it in a blender and let it come out.
And when Opted tries to attack, he's also going to miss because that was an 8. I'm cursed and I've been cursed since I started and I don't know how to fix it.
Oh no.
Just need special blessed dice. Or to just stick with casters.
Maybe more strength. Maybe more strength.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the woman. She's kind of standing there in shock, watching everyone, trying to figure out what's going on. Why are you all at her place now?
Well, we're mostly freaked out because she's trying to attack us with a tree.
I mean, you came on her land first and counterspelled her. She's not sure why. Who did that? Just
No.
she was trying to do it, and all of a sudden her spell failed.
Well, it clearly wasn't one of us since probably would have seen us casting the spell.
Yeah. Also, we haven't been threatening. Well, I don't know. Sean might look vaguely threatening, but we haven't been threatening.
Okay, she's going to cast Grasping. No, Entangle. Getting my druid spells mixed up here. It's Entangle because it's gonna be cast where it gets Ishan.
Can I counterspell that?
If you want to try, sure. Well, actually, yeah, it would automatically fail because it's only first level.
Yeah, I want to counterspell that.
All right. She just kind of huffs and just looks really irritated that she was trying to cast another spell, and again it failed. And why does everybody keep messing with her spells?
Sean just could. Well, can I take a free action sort of thing for Sean to say something?
Sure.
We don't want to hurt you. We don't want to fight. We just want to know where the cats are from the animal shelter.
Why are you here looking for cats? Why is everybody messing with my stuff?
We don't want to touch her stuff. We don't want to fight. We just want to go on about our business and find out what happened to the cats.
She's like, I don't know anything about your cats.
Okay, then we can move on. And can you stop attacking us with the tree?
Can I
Can you turn the
insight
tree
check?
off?
Does she know about the cats?
Yeah,
I'll let you go ahead and do that. I kind of play a little loose with the rules. Just chalk everything up to the boon.
The minute gets the
Ooh,
chance,
not
he
great.
will
That's a
make a point to
12.
say, like, I'm actually open to fighting if you want to spy.
Did you say it's 12?
Yeah.
You don't think she's being very forthright. She's just like kind of looking around, trying to act like she doesn't know anything, but it seems pretty obvious that she's not telling the truth.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, we did kind of like start chopping up her lawn.
That brings us to
Different
Rhett.
idea when it comes down to my turn.
So, Rhett, they've got the fighting down there. That's fine. Rhett is going to sneak up to the house and look through the windows to see if he can see any cats.
Oh yeah, they're just like wandering all over inside her house.
So he's
give me a perception check.
20.
Okay, you also see a small cage with pixies in it, and one pixie furiously flying around inside. And you see
She
other
has the cats.
a few other cages with animals too.
No,
Question, is the door locked or unlocked? Can I test that?
I'll say if you want to be sneaking around checking.
I want to, if I can sneak into it, I want to sneak onto the inside and end my turn there.
I'll just go ahead and say there's a door kind of around the house that is locked. And then there's another door that's more directly behind her, still about 15 feet from her. She has her back to it if you want to.
Oh, which is fine because I'm stealthing behind her.
Go stealth behind her and attempt that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say you can do that with everything else going on. She's distracted enough. You're able to just go test the door, and it is unlocked because she was there.
Just slip inside and I'll end my turn there.
All right. That brings us to indulgence.
Has anyone attacked the lady herself yet?
No, just counterspelled.
Okay. I want to cast Charm Person on her.
All right. What does she have to roll against that?
It's a Wisdom saving throw, and my spell save DC for this one is 16.
It doesn't. Wait, I thought it was just like if they were hostile to you. Oh, I think it just says if we're fighting her. Are we technically fighting her or only the tree?
We're in initiative, so I'd say it's a DM call whether she gets advantage on the roll or not. I won't be too fussy either way.
I'll say she doesn't get advantage on it since she's still kind of questioning. She's like, you're telling her that you're not there to hurt her. You're just there for the cats. She's not really sure what's going on. She just wants to protect her property. So yeah, I'm going to rule it that she doesn't entirely know if you're hostile yet or not. So I'll say no advantage. And that.
As far as she knows, we haven't even tried to get onto her property. As far as part of us know, we haven't.
She's not really sure how to read you. She rolled a 13, so
she is charmed.
Okay.
The charm person regards you as a friendly acquaintance. The spell ends if you and your companions do anything harmful, so please don't attack her yet.
Are you going to say something when this was worked?
Sorry.
Although I don't think, I know Ashan just doesn't want to attack her. he might want to chop off lumps in the tree before the tree can hit anyone, but he also
Alright.
can't hit anything.
Yeah, so she's charmed, the tree isn't.
No, the tree is not.
You have an hour of charm person if nobody attacks. Do you want to say anything? Do anything else?
Yes, Indulgence would like to say, hi, I just heard that you might know where some cats are, and that might include the little white cat Snowball, who is a very good cat. And so I'm here to like show you all of the beautiful things that Snowball likes. And I even have Snowball's favorite toy. And I'm going to pull Snowball's favorite toy out of my pocket and show it to her. Can you take me to the cats?
You want to help the cats? Are you their friend?
Yeah, of course I'm their friend. I even know their names. And again, Indulgence is going to go on a great big list about all of these cats and the things that they like.
She just kind of, her eyes start to glaze over a bit after a minute. She's listening, trying to take in all the information, and it just gets to this point of being too much for her to intake it all at once. And she, just let me read over the spell again to be sure. Okay, so as long as you don't do anything harmful to it. Okay. So she'll mutter another word of gibberish, and the tree just kind of stops its moving around and just sort of freezes in place, and you get the sense that it's not going to attack.
Thank you for turning the angry tree off.
That is very helpful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I don't really want to hurt people, but I didn't know why you were here and why you were coming looking for cats.
Yeah, do you know anything about the cats?
We didn't mean to startle you or anything.
Yeah, we are sorry. We did not mean to scare you. That was very rude of us. Isn't that right, Hamila?
Yeah, Hamila gives a thumbs up, like, and taps on his armor. It's two tiny little heads pop up out of the corner, like just underneath the helmet. One's like
Hamila
little...
has cats too, but they're very strange cats, but they're kind of cute. But I haven't been able to pet the cats yet. But I've petted Snowball lots of times.
Yeah, they just come out there. One of them's like a little fuzzy little crocodile head of Chunky, who's named Chunky because he's chunky. And there's Stinky, who's stupid and eats garbage and kind of stinks, but in an endearing way.
She looks very confused by all of this.
Like, you know, like when you see that cat who's like gets its head stuck in a box, but it's like very obviously very easy for the cat to remove. It just kind of wanders around there instead of the little box on its head. That's Stinky in a nutshell.
Indulgence. Do you need to roll for wild magic?
I do. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah. Oh boy.
This could be fun.
That's an 8. So
I've had that go terribly before.
Did you say it was an 8?
Mm-hmm.
You cast Fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself.
Wait,
So
no.
Wild magic works.
Who's rolling?
You roll a d20, and if it's a 1, then you roll on the table.
Yeah.
Yes.
Got
so
it.
I rolled the
Okay.
d20, and it was an 8.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've played before where I rolled every time.
Yeah.
For fun.
I mean, if you want me to fireball myself,
It would be,
I will, but I'll be dead.
Let's be funny.
He would be dead.
But also she was rolling a d20, so she would roll a d100. So hopefully that would not be a fireball.
Yeah, I I was about to say, I was like, I have a wild magic sorceress. I'm like, I've only had it happen once, and I cast confusion, and I was the only one affected.
I know.
was
I have.
the only one shot I've played as sorcerer, and I just rolled every time just for the fun of it.
It is pretty
So
Isn't that
I
the
forgot
point,
that's
though?
not how it works.
Like, isn't that the
I
point?
did an
Just
entire
roll as much as
campaign
possible?
like that, and it is fantastic and it is fun, but you kind of have to agree on it beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So you're all okay. She is still charmed. And let's see.
Asham is
I
about
was
to just
going-
be like absolutely horrified with, what did you do?
It's like, hey, be my friend, and then everybody explodes.
I was going to say, if we are out of initiative order, Wiley is
Yeah.
going to sneak inside after Rhett.
Mhm.
So
Okay,
shall I
so-
make his
Sean's
stealth
gonna
roll?
relax and just call
Um,
up to Becca. It's like, come here, boy.
Yeah, I'll say make
Squishing the
a stealth roll
Okay.
for that. Because she is engaged with them, but it's a little more relaxed now.
You know, Camila's gonna put the
Um,
weapon away and
that will
walk
be a
forward.
It'll be what?
24.
Oh, well, yeah, you make it. Okay, so the a charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the charmer with harmful abilities or magical effects. The charmer has advantage on any ability check to interact socially with the creature.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've been talking to her about cats,
Mhm.
telling her all about Snowball and all the other kitties. And Rhett and Wiley are inside the house.
Mm-hmm. And inside, I'm just like, Wiley, look at all the cats. Also, there are pixies in a cage.
The cats are just,
Yeah, I think we should
it's
let the
11
pixies out.
cats in this small hut, just climbing all over everything, meowing. A couple of them see you come in and they go dart under furniture to hide.
And
It's gonna be so
Rhett's
fun
like
getting them all
breaking out the
back.
treats and the toys, and like splits between him and Wiley. And it's like, all right, we're both gonna collect them, put them in our bags, and then we're gonna get out of here.
Please do not stick the cats in a bag of holding.
Oh,
And
it's
then-
not a bag
and
of holding. It's just my adventurers pack.
Okay,
I'll leave
'cause
the
they
top
suck.
open for air.
Yeah, we've got backpacks.
pixie-
It's all
Does
right.
Yeah.
Camila see all the animals and like Pixie's locked up in the cage?
Not
After-
yet, because
after-
you're still outside a good ways from the house.
Like some say, like Camila's gonna walk forward if as weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
After
We
we
can
get all
start
the
walking
cats-
toward the house. The pixie in the house is flying around. She, oh, thank you for coming. Thank you. I need your help. She locked up all my friends too, and they're in a cage. Can you let them out, please?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Sure.
we're gonna
Uh,
try collecting the
Right now,
cats.
it's still just Wiley and Rhett in the house. And that, so you're doing your thing while the rest of you are outside. Are you trying to get her to let you go in the house, or are you just walking toward the house?
We want to walk towards the house to like talk to her and stuff.
Okay. She's a little confused, not really sure. She's like, what are you doing?
Well, we just want to make sure that the cats are okay, and like I'm here to tell you about the cats and to like show you everything that they like, and like,
What a
do you
cat
have the
friends going on
cats?
right now?
Yeah, I have the cats inside. I'm taking care of them, but I needed them.
Can I ask why you need them?
I was trying to gauge how much to trust you. She looks a little not sure how much to divulge. Like, well, I heard about, I like to experiment with different kinds of magic and learn to do new things, and I heard about this ritual, and I wanted to try it.
How do
And
the
9 cats. I need 9 cats to help with the ritual.
Are the cats hurt as part of the ritual?
What does this ritual do?
Well, cats have 9 lives, so people
Mhm.
say. And I don't know how true that is, but it does seem
It's not very true
like
at all. Cats die when you kill them. And they only have like 2 hit points.
they do. I've heard tale of them being used in various magic rituals and such things in different ways. It seems that they can be useful for ritual purposes, and
And what does this...
the other druids didn't like my experiments, shall we say, and I decided to try to find a way on my own to be able to live for a long time. And having the cats, if you can have 9 cats charmed at the 9 points of this circle I was working on before I was interrupted, then it's supposed to aid in granting me long life. I don't know what happens to the cats after. There's not a lot of information out there about it, so I was gonna try it.
Typically, I've not heard the best things always about magic that makes you live longer, but then again, I don't know everything there is to know. But I am curious, why do you want to make yourself live longer?
Yeah, and aren't you a druid? Don't you like do yoga and drink kale smoothies and stuff? You're going to live for like forever anyway.
Well, that's what they told me, but I mean, I don't know how to do that. I'm trying to find out how to do that. I have to go find the magic on my own and figure it out. And who doesn't want to live longer? I want to learn more. I want to try more things, more experiments.
Well, that doesn't
Do
mean you
things
have to
people have
live
never
long.
done.
That doesn't mean you have to live longer. That just means you have to work faster.
Why don't you just ask them nicely?
And
Ew.
with a spell like this, it might be better to do more research on how it works. I've seen plenty of times where someone didn't do their homework on the magic they were using, and it ended poorly.
There is no more research on the spell that I've been able to find in this ritual. I mean, that's why I'm doing it. That's why I experiment. I try new things. I figure out stuff. I want to do things people have never done.
Mila kind of nods and taps her finger on on the mask on the helmet contemplatively before he realizes that he forgot to lift the mask up. So he's gonna push the mask up with his little pseudopods that are growing on his forehead. And just push him up so you can see his face. Because it helps to make eye contact. So he just looks he looks at this woman with his 6 eyes. Also, he has 6 eyes, by the way.
Oh,
Well,
It's
that's
like
a heck of a
arranged like
detail.
a normal eye pattern, but then there's like 2 tiny little eyes underneath each one. Like all of them are like a little bit larger. Like the 2 main eyes look kind of big for his head, like really milky. You can't really see you can't really like see you can see like the little pupil, but you can't see any iris around it. So it looks like you just see it, or it looks like not the pupil, the pupil. It looks like he just has 2 really big eyes with 2 tiny little pupils, and then just like 2 little eyes underneath. He just kind of looks at her like, hey, I think you should. He makes a good point. He says, pointing to Ishan, like you should perhaps research it more. I know.
Plus, I could.
this is my research.
Plus, if you're looking to experiment with spells and magic, I know several wizards and sorcerers that are always looking for different people with different skills to collaborate with. It's not often I find druids interested in experimentation.
Yeah.
You could
I
work
mean,
with them.
that's why they didn't like me. I wanted to learn more and experiment.
My mother, she is a very good researcher and priestess, and she's very good with magic, and she's very experienced with helping people research stuff. And she's not like really stuffy about it either. So I think she would be a good option for you. I could help you talk to her.
I mean, I could look you up with my old master. He researched all kind of stuff. You may have to convince him that you're. He thought because I was a half-orc that I couldn't read for a while. Bit of a blockhead, but once you get him to actually think through things, he's got some good resources.
So it sounds like you have one good option and one kind of mediocre option. Sorry, Yashan.
Plus,
that
I can
don't
probably
involve-
find some better people. I can probably find some other people you could work with as well.
Yeah, and it doesn't involve maybe accidentally killing 9 cats that I happen to know and love very much. And like Snoopy and Peanut Butter and Snowball and Pumpkin Pie, they are all really nice cats. And I promise if you got the time to know them, you would also think they are really nice cats.
And while all
I
this
like
is
cats. I like them well enough. And yeah, I'll go to them inside. I'll say you can get the pixie's cage open without much trouble.
The 2 rogues have been shoving cats in the bags while you're distracting her.
Yeah.
Tempting too, you get one in, you try to put in the next, and the first one gets out, and then you stuff in 2 small ones, and then the other one gets
That's why
out.
we're working together.
Mhm.
Together, one can hold the bag and make sure the cats don't escape.
Mm.
11 cats.
Wait, question: are there
Can I
any
just
cat
say-
treats or cat
Sorry.
food in the house that are?
I was the one with the treats and the toys.
Mhm. Except for
Exactly.
Snowball's favorite.
Chunky
Yeah.
is going after the treats.
I'll say you're not inside yet.
Mm-mm.
You were kind of heading that way and talking.
The
The
moment
thing is,
I'll say
if-
maybe she was moving that way with you all, and in the confusion, she's not really sure who got in first, and she's kind of surprised to see Rhett and Wiley. Because she's not really sure when they slipped in and how this all happened, but you're just kind of all moving in as a group.
If
So
we
she's kind
can
of
get the
confused.
cats
I'm
in a
going to cast Hold Person on her.
Wiley.
I think that breaks
If we
Sean's
can get the
person.
cats in, if we can get the cats into 2 bags, one on Rhett, one on Wiley, she has a plan.
Mhm.
Sean's just gonna like grab cats as they're nearby and just sticking them in his pockets.
Okay, so are you casting Hold Person on the druid?
How many cats have the others managed to get at this point?
Maybe 3.
Yeah, I'm casting Hold Person.
Okay. Let's
And
see
Sean's just continuing to talk about it. Yeah, and then there was this like one wizard and this
Wisdom
one dude.
save
Does
DC 16.
here. Okay, and then if she's, let's see.
Sean's still listing off people she could do research with and places where she could find people to do experiments with.
Can't figure out what happens if, let's see. Until spawns, you do anything harmful to it.
I think casting Hold Person counts as harmful.
That would count as harmful. You have to be paralyzed for the duration. Yeah. Okay, what was the DC?
16. Wisdom.
Indulgence just has to save the kitties.
She rolled a 4, so whatever she adds to that's not going to cut it. Okay.
Nope.
So,
Indulgence is going to say, we have 1 minute. Cats fast.
Did anyone else get the robot voice or?
Yeah, there is a Zoom glitch.
Rhett
we got the
and
gist.
hold on. Rhett and Wiley roll. How much were you looking around at everything versus just getting the cats and going?
Oh no, we were just getting the cats and going.
Wiley would have been looking around at stuff because insanely curious.
Okay, I'll say Wiley roll investigation and Rhett roll perception.
Sean probably has a bunch of really shiny things in his pockets that he could get out and use his like little cats with laser pointers.
17 for perception.
11 was really distracted by the cats.
Okay. I'll say then that Rhett, you noticed on the counter next to like this open bag of food that the cats were attracted to and going after, that you're having to pull them away from. There's an amulet on the counter. It's a jade cat with onyx eyes, and it just kind of very faintly glows. And then both of you see various some potions in the room. I guess anybody else coming in would have noticed some of
being
that.
that jade amulet looks expensive, I am going to pocket it.
All right.
Tie up the druid while she's
I'd pocket
paralyzed.
some of those potions.
Okay.
Just rob this woman blind, why don't you?
Wait,
Let's be real,
so who's
Sean's-
outside the house right now?
Did everybody come in?
I think everyone came in.
I think
The-
Sean would
I
have
think it
left
was-
opted sitting by the door just to keep an eye out.
You're all kind of crowded in this very small room.
Mhm.
Mila's gonna stand.
Cats everywhere.
Mila's seeing this all go on. She's just gonna stand in front of the door, like, wait, hold up, this is wrong.
Sean's
Rhett
just sticking cats in his pocket.
not working very well. They're going everywhere. They're very uncooperative. You wonder, you just cannot fathom how she got the cats all here.
After a few minutes,
Can-
just
roll
like
our,
one under each arm, just like it's like fist and just holding two cats.
Can Wiley at least throw the toys out the door?
No.
Okay.
Get the cats outside.
Camila is standing in the doorway. Like, wait, how tall is
Ouch.
the doorway? How tall is the doorway? Is it like standard doorway height?
Yeah.
And she's actually too tall. He's actually too tall to stand in the doorway. So he's standing as close to the door as possible as he physically can.
Can Wiley like quickly attach as many toys together as she can, drag them behind her, and go underneath
He's also like too.
Emila's
also, like, too
legs?
wide. He's not gonna let you do that.
Okay, Wiley roll dexterity, and Camila,
I think that would be athletics to block.
yeah, roll athletics.
All right.
Rhett, roll arcana.
I had a 14 on Arcana, but
That is I rolled a 22 for athletics.
Okay. Wiley.
And I guess I am rolling acrobatics then,
Yeah, it'll probably be
because
acrobatics.
that'll be a 23.
Also, Rhett,
Okay,
did you pocket the amulet before Sean got in there?
I would assume that we had been in there for enough
Yeah.
time beforehand that we would have pocketed
Okay,
that stuff
so
before.
Wiley roll. Were you trying to hide it from Wiley?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no, Wiley knows that we're both in this for similar reasons.
Okay, so Wiley
Yeah, he got
roll
some stuff. I
Arcana.
got some stuff.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Backtrack just a bit
That's
here.
That's a natural 20. I don't have an addition to that, but 20.
Okay. I'll say then you're able. kind of delayed reaction. You're doing all of this. You're trying to throw the toys and go between Camila's legs, and you get through, and then suddenly you remember about the amulet and that it was kind of glowing and it's shaped like a cat, and you wonder how it might be connected to all of this.
That's the thing. Run back into the room and just go, Rhett, I need that amulet just for a sec. I gotta show you something cool.
Wait,
so
there's
she-
an
so-
amulet. Let me see.
So is she trying to run back under Camila to...
Yes.
This time Camila's gonna just draw the pole arms like, no, you're not going anywhere.
And Indulgence is standing right there and is going to go, Mila, what the fuck? We're
No,
trying to
it's like,
rescue that cat.
Actually, no, not going to go underneath Mila's legs because considers it too risky. Just disappears and reappears in front of Red. And is like, I need that amulet for a sec.
Nice.
I don't know which amulet you're talking about.
Camila's gonna say like, look, we're
First off,
insulting her.
how'd you do that?
I know which
Second
pocket
off,
it's in.
What's
I
this
know which
about
pocket
an
it's in.
amulet?
I know which pocket it's in.
Quit being so loud.
That
Camila's
might
gonna
be
say, like,
what they used to get the cats here.
oh,
So we could
Going
use
to
it to get the cats out.
to try and get that amulet so that I can use it.
Everyone stop fighting and rescue that cat. And to the druid, I'm going to say,
I'm trying
I'm
to
so
rescue
sorry.
the
I
cat.
don't
Rhett-
know why we
Rhett
were
lets
like we
her
were
take
this
it.
competent fighting you,
Okay.
and now we're so incompetent. We just
In
want to save
doing
the little
so,
cat.
in letting her take it, he's like, but I get it afterwards.
Of course, yes. And we'll try and activate it. Hopefully the cats will fall in line.
Do you put it on?
Here, kitties. Yes.
Okay, so you put it on and it starts to glow more. And all the cats just kind of immediately stop and come gather around you, and they're just like staring at you. And you can feel it's kind of pulling something from you while you're wearing it. Like, it doesn't feel too dangerous, but it's it's like using some of your strength to do this. And it emits a strong smell of catnip. Which,
Oh.
how would that affect Wiley?
I think that would probably affect Wiley quite a bit. Should I make a Constitution saving throw or something?
So
Sean might be
I've
taking
been planning this amulet for a few days, and it clicked today that you're playing like this cat goblin, and I wonder if it would affect you and of all the people to get it.
Yes.
So I'll say that yeah, roll a Constitution saving throw, I guess.
Or Constitution or Wisdom, I think could make sense too.
Yeah,
did Camila see
Wisdom
Indulgence?
might make sense.
Sorry, did Camila
I'd
see
actually
Indulgence?
prefer Constitution at this
Okay,
point.
I'll let you go with whichever you prefer.
Oh no.
I got a 10.
Oh no. Oh no.
I have a feeling this is
Catnip.
gonna get weird fast.
So at first you're just like kind of holding it up to the cats, and then they all gather around you, and then you start looking at it, and you smell the catnip, and you're just kind of entranced by it, and you're just like kind of staring at it, sort of petting the jade cat, very fascinated by it. This is called an amulet of feline fascination, and you have disadvantage on all charisma-based throws while you wear it.
Can I roll an Arcana check to see if Sean realizes what's going on with this?
Yes, and Maria, what were you going to say about Camila?
Did Camila see Indulgence cast a spell on the druid lady?
Old person?
17.
Okay, I'll say... Yeah, you probably would have noticed, because you're just kind of watching everything. So, yeah.
He's gonna say like, okay, he's gonna point the flat end of the glaive at Indulgence. You need to break the spell. Stop it.
Okay, I'll say Sean puts things together and realizes what's going on at the same time. So at the same time Camila's saying that, Sean sees what's going on with Wiley, and that Wiley is just like totally entranced with this thing. And all the cats are gathered around her and not going anywhere, but she's not going anywhere either.
She's now playing with one of the cat toys.
Indulgence's reaction to being threatened with the glaive, is she right next to the druid?
It's like the flat end
It's
of the glaive, the part that won't immediately chop your arms off.
yeah, I would say you're right by the druid. I mean, this is a pretty small room. Like, you kind of barely all fit. So everybody's within 5 feet of like everybody else, pretty much.
I'm
Sean
going to
is
wrap my arms around the
considering
druid,
just-
and I'm going to wrap my arms around the druid, and I'm going to dimension door both of us 500 feet out of there.
All right.
I'll trade you my wand for this amulet.
Instead of trading for the amulet, Rhett's just going to pick up Wiley and start carrying her out the other door.
Camila's gonna chase after you. Camila's gonna chase after you and tackle you down.
Emil never went into the building.
I'm 500 feet away back.
No, not the dimension door. I mean like Rhett and Wiley.
Hey, Brett, what are you doing?
Okay,
Well-
so I will hold on. I'll say get all the different groups now. I'll say that Indulgence and the Druid dimension door out. The Druid, I'll say she didn't know who cast Hold Person on her. Just all of a sudden she couldn't do stuff. You grab her dimension door out, and
They have to be willing.
she.
I think dimension door specifies a willing creature.
Let me check.
They can't go with you.
You can bring one willing creature your size or smaller. The creature must be within 5. Yeah. So
Would she be willing if she was
okay.
held?
I don't think no.
Well, I'm like, if she was charmed, maybe.
The
but
charm
that's still
broke when you cast harm.
The
When you cast
charm
hold person.
broke.
Mhm.
She was held, so she's
Yeah, oh, wait.
paralyzed. She
And-
doesn't know who did
Yeah.
it.
Charm person does make you immediately hostile, though, and they know that you charm them when you cast it on them. Once it breaks.
they know that they're charmed. It doesn't make them immediately hostile.
They know they had been charmed.
They're not
Well,
hostile, but they know
she-
you.
She
Probably will
kind of
become hostile.
feels like Indulgence like cares about the cats and is like kind of trying to help her. Okay, when the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you, which could make her.
So that's
Okay,
20
I'm
minutes
just
and
I'm just
back
gonna roll and figure out if she goes with you or not.
Yeah, just say high or low, and then
Okay, Indulgence. High or low on if she goes with you.
Low.
She goes with you.
Awesome.
Rolled an 8,
Oh.
so
I did not have a good backup. That wasn't a good first plan, but I had a worse backup plan. So.
I'll say you dimension door out with her. She isn't immediately like attacking you or anything because things were starting to erupt inside and that was concerning. So okay, we'll deal with that. We'll come back to that one. Camila went after Rhett and Wiley and Cats.
Mm-hmm.
Since
And the Sean
Rhett's-
is following, like, Brett, what are you doing?
Since like Rhett just like picked up Wiley randomly, right?
Well,
Yep.
as I'm carrying Wiley, I'm just yelling back, "The cats are following. Let's go. We're out."
Yeah.
Fair enough. Come interrupted.
Yeah.
Wolf just slopes after us and sticks with the group this time.
Yeah. No.
And
Camila's
Wiley
gonna,
at this. I was just gonna say she's giggling and she's like got one of those like bowls with feathers and a bell on it, and it's just kind of like bouncing it back and forth.
Camila's just gonna. It's gonna like try to stop them from going out the back door, basically. Like try to grapple them.
Okay, but you couldn't fit in the doorway, so were you standing?
But, like, he's like ducking under. He's saying he
He's at-
can't stand on it, but he's like,
Okay, but Rhett, you were taking Wiley out the other door, right?
yeah, the back door.
Okay, so
Just 'cause
Sean
that
is
was-
between all of you. So they're trying. Rhett has to go over and unlock the back door and get out, which shouldn't take long because it's locked from the inside. Camila has to kind of duck through and fit in and stop it.
Yeah, just looks like-
So
It's like kind of like walking under an archway, unless like the entire building is like short or something.
no, but it's crowded. So you also have to get in and get past Deshaun to get over there to stop them from going out the other door.
But they're just trying to get out of the building.
They're just trying to get out.
Mm.
So it'll be pretty fast, and you just want to stop them from going out.
Yeah, because like the druid's gone, like Camp is like getting the cat is okay, but doing it this way, not so much.
I'll say Rhett roll acrobatics. Mila roll. I'll say athletics or acrobatics because you could also just like kind of push your way past Deshaun.
Yeah.
Sean's just very confused right now.
I got a 19.
Right. And
I wouldn't say Wiley would try to help, but I think that would give Rhett disadvantage rather than.
and that is a 20 on athletics.
Okay, so I'll say you're able. You see him pick up, and that takes time. But he's got to like grab Wiley, trip over the cats, and get over to the door, try to open it. In that time, you're able to like kind of push your way through, and you can try to just hold the door closed or try to hold on to him for a moment. Him and Wiley tripping over cats, all of that at once.
And Sean's just
a
pressing
big,
up against the
chaotic
wall, like,
disaster.
He's just gonna go ahead and do that. Just like kind of just hold it, just like get around them, both of them holding. There's like, no, we can't leave the druid like this.
we don't know where she is. How about we just
Yeah,
get
we don't know where she is. Our
out of
job
the
is to get the
building?
cats.
We assaulted this druid. We're not gonna leave. It is
I didn't touch
disgusting.
the druid.
Who did?
I did nothing.
We
with
assaulted
did
and
what now?
burglarized her home.
We were just getting stuff that she stole in the first place. I don't know what the.
Well, we tried to get the cats in the bags, but they wouldn't stay in the bags, and this is the only way to get the cats.
We were working on a diplomatic solution, and we assaulted and burglarized her. That is disgusting.
I did nothing of the sort.
Neither
Why
did
don't
I.
we just
I
get
know you're
out of
stealing from
this
people.
house? It's far too crowded in here.
We can agree with that. And Mila is going to do something funky.
Can't get the cats without this thing.
Yeah.
And Wiley's just kind of like still playing around with things. Like this
This
feels
is the easiest way to get the job done. Where the druid went and what happens to the druid, we can deal with that after. But right now, our only job is to get the cats back. This is the easiest way.
Hamila is going to
And we can bring the amulet back.
Hamila is going to cast suggestion. Using a little, it's gonna like, this is a little bit funky, so let me check this.
Okay, who are you casting it on?
It's going to cast suggestion on
Because you have
Rhett.
3 people agreeing that this is the best way.
It's gonna cast suggestion on Rhett. Just gonna like pull the helmet a little bit back. And just like kind of wiggle the little mushroom horns. They just kind of sprinkle a little spore out around his head. And it's
what's the DC?
it's a wisdom save 11.
Yeah, that's a 14.
No, yeah.
Sean's just saying, like, we didn't harm her. We haven't burglarized her. We're just doing our jobs and getting something she stole. We can return the amulet if we need to, but let's just
and Wiley at this point is trying to focus and he's glaring at Jamila and is like, "You just tried to cast a spell on my friend.
Yes,
How is that any different?"
because he's robbing and burglarizing someone for like whatever happened with this. I realized that we messed up here on this job.
We
We-
haven't messed up. We found the cats. I don't know what the other one did with the druid, but we can figure that out once we get the cats back home, and then we can go find her and help the druid find another way to do what she was wanting to do.
Why don't we find another way to do the druid? How about this one? You take the. We'll have one person take the cats, but the rest of us have to go find this druid and fix this and apologize.
Which
because,
is what we were doing.
No, but like, I don't think that we. I think we acted too far harshly on the druid after this.
We didn't actually harm her.
I don't think being paralyzed is pleasant.
All I did was make
Not
sure she didn't cast
particularly.
that
Not
first
harmful, though.
spell.
You can also take it up
I
with the
never
person who
attacked her.
paralyzed her. All we did was come in here, find the cats, try and get the cats together, found an amulet. The amulet works, and we're trying to get home. That's it.
So, two of you, she's pointing to Red and Wiley. He's pointing to Red and Wiley. Well, the two of you take the cats back while Jamila and Opted and I go find wherever the druid went, and we can continue the conversation about finding her a better way to do her experiments.
Good
Also,
plan.
bring the amulet back.
I like that plan. We will take care of the cats, get them there safely, and then
However,
we will.
perhaps this person shouldn't have the amulet, or else she's just going to gather more cats and try and sacrifice them. And as a cat person, I do not like her having that.
I would agree with you, but I also know both of you are liars. So
I'm having a lot of difficulty lying right now.
Mhm.
I think it might be the. I think it might.
Something's wrong with me.
I get it. I'll wear the amulet. It's fine.
No, but I don't know. I kind of like it.
Okay,
Let
fine.
me wear it. Let me wear it for a bit, and then you can have it.
All right. Well, you just got to follow me back, and then we'll go from there.
Wait, hold on. You can take the amulet, but you have to give us something valuable to hold as collateral.
Well, are we all a team here?
We are, but
Wiley holds up the engraved stick.
I
How
would,
about this?
I would prefer.
My magic wand.
Ishan just takes the wand, sticks it in his bag holding. There we go.
would
You'll
perhaps-
get it back when they come back.
I mean, I will turn to Ashan and just say in Orcish, perhaps you should send the dog with them just in case.
Fair enough. He's more defensive than anything, but I can.
At least so that we know, like, it's some sort of warning, perhaps.
And Wiley
It's a-
places some like 2 bottles on a table, and I was like, I did take these. Sorry.
So, wait, out of
Okay, we'll head
character.
back.
Wait, out of character, the grape is this just like a grape with a stick attached?
Oh wait, what?
It's engraved.
Oh, I thought
Engraved.
I thought you said a grape stick.
No. It looks fancy. It looks fancy.
Okay, and I actually have to go to the bathroom really bad. Like a 2-minute break. 2-minute break.
That's fine. Does everybody else want to take a quick break?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, maybe a
Just
little
thought I
bit.
don't have work tomorrow.
Be right back.
Same.
still trying to figure out the plan.
All right, you are back on.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
Me-
go ahead and rule it that hold person would be ending. It's been a lot going on. It lasts for a minute, so you've been out there chatting with this druid who is being held that you just took through Dimension Door, who is now very confused. So I'll say that can just drop. We'll say that whenever it comes back to you in a minute, it will have dropped and you've just been like kind of chatting to her about the cats and yoga until then. Okay, so then the plan.
Rhett and Wiley were going to go with the amulet, and she gave the engraved stick as a token
Collateral.
for collateral. And you guys may and or may not be sending the mechanical dog with us, but I also don't know how that works as far as range of the dog.
I haven't seen anything that says it can't be
But
without.
Regardless, if the dog goes with us, great. If it doesn't, well, also great. And then you two, we're going to go try and search for
Find the
Indulgence and the druid.
Although I have no idea how we're going to be able to find them, because Dimension Door could have dropped them anywhere.
Well, you can't drop them in a solid object, so there's that.
Yes, but which direction would it have gone? Okay, the two of you go and do you want to take the wolf?
I mean, I don't think we need it, but if you would like to send it with us, that is.
Hemila asked is a more of a kind of trust thing.
I mean, they're just taking cats back. I don't think they could get that
Well,
much trouble.
no, it's not that. It's really more like to make sure they return the amulet.
Fine.
I have her wand.
To make sure I return, and he goes and he takes a ring out of his pack, and it is a signet ring that he hands over, and he's like, I don't want to lose this because this is a ring that I took from a very important duke. So I will be coming back for this.
Works for me. Bag of holding. Because in the bag of holding, you ain't getting it out unless it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'll say we go back to Indulgence and the druid, and the whole person has dropped. She has been Dimension Doored. She's been counterspelled. She's been charmed. She is very confused.
Y'all just messed her up.
Okay, so I really like these cats, and my sister really likes these cats a lot, and we just don't want them to be hurt, and we don't want you to be hurt, obviously, because you're even more important than cats. But, like, there must be some kind of solution here, right?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't want the cats to be hurt either. I don't know if they would be. I like them now, even if they're a little wild in my house. Kind of more than I bargained for. But how do we get out here?
Oh, when Hamila was, well, threatening me with the big weapon thingy that I don't know the name of, I got scared and I Dimension Doored us both out of there. So that was on me.
Okay, I was getting a little worried about everything.
Also, there was a lot going on and it was just really overwhelming.
It was, and that weapon is kind of scary. Why is everybody in my house?
Trying to find the cats, I guess. Also, did you have pixies in a cage?
I did. Yeah. I wasn't gonna hurt them. I was... I didn't know when I planned to put my house here that there were pixies everywhere, and they keep coming, and like pulling all these pranks and messing with my garden, and finally I just gathered a bunch of them and put them in a cage for a while.
I guess that makes sense. It doesn't seem terribly humane, but I've done lots of worse things like today, so.
Are you going to bring her back? Really, somewhere where we can find where y'all went?
So there are a couple of people who it was said could help you with casting your spells to learn how to live longer, and could maybe help with that in a way that wouldn't potentially hurt any cats. And I know I charmed you earlier, and I'm really sorry about that, because that, put you in a situation where like you cannot give informed consent and all of that. But now that you are no longer charmed, would you be okay with like meeting some of them and maybe doing some experiments before your 9-cat things to find out if the cats will or won't be hurt by this? Maybe using something less cute, like one of your plants. Your plants are cute too, they're just less cute than kittens.
Yeah, that I see what you mean by that. I don't know if plants would give the same effect as a real live animal, but I mean, like I said, I also don't want to hurt them.
Yeah, it's like a proof of concept though, right? If the plants come through okay, the animals probably come through okay, so we can work in baby steps.
Not sure if it works that way using plants instead, but I would be interested in meeting more people who could help. I mean, like I said, I was with druids and was trying to be one, and they didn't like that I wanted to experiment with other magics and do new things. So if there are more people out there that do different kinds of magic and might teach me.
Oh my gosh, there are so many people out there who do so many kinds of magic. And I bet, what is your name, by the way? I'm Indulgence. We never asked your name.
I'm Dorina.
Dorina? It is so nice to meet you, Dorina. You want to come back to town with me and we will meet some of the people who do the magic. And also, we can take you to the animal shelter and you can see about volunteering there and you can see the cats. They're very good cats, especially Snowball. And then you can meet these people and find out how to do your experiments in a way that won't hurt the cats. And then, like, all of these exciting things can happen. And, like, you won't have to live where there are pixies who are messing up your garden. And it's going to be so wonderful.
At this point, Sean's tempted to just buy Snowball and like give Snowball to Indulgence. Just be like, here.
So yeah, Indulgence has not been being quiet. So
I being around different people actually sounds kind of nice. I was kind of isolated for a long time. They were very, very closed off from other types of people. But I mean, I took their cats. I don't know if they would let me in the town.
I'll vouch for you.
Also, Sean can talk about smooth talk his way into just about anything.
Oh, and by the way, Mila's 100% just like has Stinky and Chunky out there searching. Chunky's kind of prissy about stuff, and he's only really interested in like treats or food. And Stinky helps, but Stinky is just very dumb.
And Sean just has opted to sort of kind of like running around in a search
But is
pattern.
it opted with? No, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Stinky's
and then
just
suddenly Dorina just like kind of starts a little conversation. We need to get back to the cats before they all escape. Because the doors, people were coming in and out and the cats were going everywhere, and we should get them all together and get them back to the town if we're going to do this, because we don't want to lose them.
You're absolutely right. We must go back and get the cat. I can dimension door us back. Are you okay with me dimension dooring you back?
Okay.
And as soon as she says that, Indulgence, without further warning, like throws her arms around in a giant bear hug and dimension doors them back into the hut, which I imagine is now empty.
I mean, I'm not sure if Ishan would have gone that far, just in case you did come back. But he's like standing outside, just like, anything opted?
You just hear from inside, Snowball escaped!
Oh, hey Jamila, hey Amelia, they're back.
Oh, okay.
Whistles for opted to return.
Yeah, he goes to grab Chunky and tries to grab Stinky, but Stinky has his head stuck between the stick and the ground. Now, reminder, Stinky's completely amorphous. He just has his head stuck because...
That is 100% what my cats would do.
So while you do that, Ishan just kind of pokes his head back and they're like, so one of the sneaky ones found your amulet and they're leading the cats back. Don't worry, you will get the amulet back.
So do you want to come back to the animal shelter and you can be the hero who helped return all the cats?
Okay. What if I gave them the amulet? Do you think that might help?
I think
That
they
was
would
one of my
love that.
experiments. I
You
figured
made
out
it.
I figured out how to put magic with it and make it where it would get cats to follow me.
Oh my god, that is amazing! You are like the most talented druid I have ever met. You're also like the only druid I have ever met, but you're still super talented.
I know a lot of people who would love to work with you. And some of them are actually pretty close by in town.
So, and Ishan has Snowball.
No, Sean is thinking about buying Snowball for Indulgence, but Snowball's what the rest of the cats.
Okay.
And eventually, once Camila manages to get Stinky to believe in himself and pull his head, he was back holding Stinky, the little cat-shaped blob, in his hand. And says, kind of nodding to the druid, I apologize, I had never asked you your name.
This is Dorina. We're best friends now. And she's going to come back to town and she's going to help out at the animal shelter and make them like more amulets and stuff. And she's going to learn how to do superpower magic that like her other druid friends wouldn't let her do because they were not very good druid friends. And as Indulgence is telling this whole story, she just starts dragging poor Dorina back towards town.
Camila shrugs. Oh yes, and my mother, Carlota, she's a very, very powerful mage. And she's very good with helping people. It's her business.
I could also teach you a couple things, especially when it comes to enchanting things. That's kind of one of my areas. I'm sure we could learn a lot from each other.
Dorina looks like pretty overwhelmed, but she's also kind of intrigued and glad to have people who are actually taking interest in her and her interests. So she just kind of lets herself be led back to town.
When Sean notices she looks a little overwhelmed, he's just gonna say quietly, like, "Don't worry, you get used to it."
She just nods.
Mila just like, Mila's gonna pull the little business card out, little family business card for his mom, and hand it to Dorina. The card is covered in salt.
Don't worry, we'll make sure you're taken care of.
Alright, so you all work your way back to town and I suppose get there and find Wiley and Rhett and the cats.
The cats are there, but Wiley and Rhett are gone.
Yep.
We have now skipped town. And
There
we
are
have
2
the
dozen goats
missing. So the cats are back and they're fine. And
Yep.
Sneaky bastards.
Yeah.
I think then Dorena
That's
just
awesome.
kind of chalks up a lot of the weirdness she hadn't pieced together just to the two of them.
Sean's just gonna kind of like pinch Bridget and it's like, no.
Mila just looks over at Sean and says, "Told you."
I apologize. This one's on me. Whatever you need to recreate the amulet, let me know. I'll take care of it.
Mila will like.
Also, I can probably enchant this stick to do something.
Mila will,
Now you have a stick and no Wiley to give it back to.
Yeah, I have a stick and a signet ring. I'm just like, I'm sure I can find something to do with this.
Yep. It's a very fancy stick.
Yeah, and
Good thing I didn't give him sending stones.
and the signet ring that you got is to a duke that doesn't exist.
I don't know. Mila kind of figured they were lying, but Sean seemed to go with it.
I'm an artificer. I can turn something and I can turn it into something.
Mm.
And also, Wiley left 2 fake potions at the house instead of the real ones. She carries around 10 fake potions.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I should have.
That's great.
Dude, if I had run Scarlet, she would have just been like, yep, these are my people.
Mila will like reach into his pocket and like the little pocket where he keeps gold, and give Dorina like 15 gold he had on him. Just like, my apologies. This is for the salting of your home. We were very overzealous in that. It was entirely unnecessary for all that you went through for this, and for whatever those two probably did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And he bows.
I got paid really well for my last job. So if you need to replace anything else, let me know.
Thank you. This is more than I could have ever expected. I mean, I took the cats, and you all are being so helpful, and I appreciate that you're helping get me to people who can help me learn more.
Well, yeah.
Sometimes
that's what
all
we
you
do.
need is to meet the right people and make the right friends.
Oh, I forgot the squeak. It's a very little squeak just coming from Hamila's armor.
You have another cat?
That's supposed to do
Just-
that.
It just reaches to the arm and it's stinky squeaks.
Can
Like
I
a squeak
pet
toy.
Stinky?
Like a squeak.
Okay.
It's like, oh, he's hungry again. And he just like puts
So
Stinky
glad my things don't need to eat.
just puts Stinky down some leaf litter that he eats. And he turns to Doreen and says, and bows his head and says, I will also offer to escort you to wherever you happen to go traveling to make up for this.
Also, at some point, remind me, I need to give you the names of people if you're ever traveling to keep an eye out for some good people to work with.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't even know anybody here in town yet. I've mostly
You know
just
us?
I do know. I've mostly just kept to myself, taking care around things, growing my food. I made a couple of trips into town to buy things here and there. Just nobody knew who I was or anything, but it's good to actually meet you.
Well, I can introduce you to like everybody. And what I'll do tomorrow is I'll take you to the tea house and you can meet Harmony, who owns it. And she's super sweet and she'll give you bubble tea and maybe a scone if you ask really nicely. And Aranella and Marek, they run this place. And there's also a really nice goblin lady whose name I don't remember right now. And again, old Indulgence is just going to go on and on about all of the people that she knows until someone stops
Oh
her.
wow.
You would love
Thank
my,
you.
you would love it at our village. And our town, Kamyok, it's very wonderful.
And you
Especially
can
these
come stay with me and we'll have sleepovers and we'll paint our toenails.
Wow, that's
What are
really
toenails?
interesting.
They're
I've
the
never
little
done that
thingies
before.
that grow on your toes. Like
I've
What?
never
on your
painted
toes.
them.
Don't
but-
tieflings have cloven hooves?
Yeah.
No, that depends. Only some do.
Well, I'll paint my hoofs and you can paint your toenails.
But yeah, no. No, Miller doesn't have any type of nails whatsoever.
Sean just kind of like looking at his hands like, could be fun.
Just paint the fingertips.
Well, what say we get some food, get something to drink, and start introducing you to new people?
I could drink to that.
That sounds good.
Alright, come on, we'll take care of you.
Mm-hmm. Emila's just gonna grab this like nice little flask of grain alcohol for emergencies only. Just gonna add it to this little drinking cup, and then add a little bit like lantern oil, like actual oil you put in a lantern. Looks kind of like, just gonna mix it until it looks like tar almost. She offers it. It's like, and he offers it. It's like, do you want the first sip?
Sure.
Sean's just like has his like he's like up to his elbow in his bag of holding, like reaching for something. Like, aha, nope, wrong barrel. Nope, that's my books. Hey, there we go. Brings out like a flask. Oh, thought that was a bigger one. Oh well. Drinks it.
Right, so are you leading her to the tea house?
Yeah, let's take
Yeah.
her to the tea house.
All right, so you walk in the tea house and Harmony comes bustling over to you. She's like, I heard you brought the cats back. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love those little deers and I was so sad that they were gone.
And this is Tarina, and she totally helped bring all of the cats back. And she's awesome and a druid and like super smart and knows magic stuff and wants to learn more.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you
she's
so
gonna be a
much for
great help.
helping. Oh, that sounds amazing.
We-
There are
because-
so many wonderful people here in this town. I'm sure they'll get you fixed right up. And then Dorina just like kind of shrugs and looks down. She's not really sure how to respond to all of it. She's like, oh, thank you.
Tarina is a little shy. Indulgence is going to whisper in a voice loud enough for everyone in the room to hear.
Oh, that's all right, dear. Just take your time getting to know everyone. There's tea, there's scones, which are on the house for this group today. And, well, for every day for the next year because they brought back the cats. And since you helped, I'll let you.
Wait,
Train
wasn't
them.
Wiley the one who wanted that?
She was
Wiley
offering it to
skipped.
Wiley, but she would kind of extend it to everybody because she wasn't going to just give it to Wiley.
I don't suppose
Oh,
you've seen
dear.
Wiley in red, have you?
Wiley's that little one that was sneaking around under the table and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her back since she left with you this morning.
Actually, she did come back and she did say hi and took
Oh.
2 dozen scones.
Okay, so she will
But
relay
just
that
like, I
then.
might not be back here for a while, so this will hold me.
All right. Well, yeah. She came in, and I gave her an advance on her scones because she said she might not be here for a while, and then I'm not sure where she went after that. But
Dorina, I apologize. They definitely robbed you and then skipped town.
Amila just
Okay, well, yeah, I guess. I guess.
I
That is
promise
slander.
Kind
I
of pay for what
promise
I
most
did.
people here are not like that.
Camille. Sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And most of my friends aren't like that. Or at least they don't completely skip town.
Camilla offers that horrible concoction of like tar and lantern oil with grain alcohol, and offers Dorina a match to light with. Here, it clears your troubles away. It's a good drink.
Do you drink, Dorina, like alcohol and stuff, and not just kale smoothies?
Oh, I drink. I drink alcohol. I drink tea. I drink lots of things.
Okay, because
I
that
don't-
has very strong
don't-
alcohol.
Yeah.
What this is? She smells it.
Oh, yes, it's an old family recipe, actually. Yes, we can't. And Ina says this long word in Abyssal, like nods. Seems very happy about it and chill about it. It smells exactly like what you think it would be, which is just like probably nail polish remover and oil and tar.
Sean's like just taking his homunculus out of his pocket, just like walking around on the table.
Dorina kind of smells it, and she's like, I've already had a long day. Not today, thank you.
Okay.
Sean leans over and whispers, "It's okay, I know where to find some of the good stuff." For
Hey.
later.
Hey, this is good stuff. This is great. It's way better than any
Good
of that
for
nasty
you.
bread.
That doesn't mean other people can digest it. But one of these days, you and me, rematch on that drinking contest. I still think you cheated.
He just lights this horrible concoction on fire and starts drinking it.
So I will never drink that.
Yeah, that's the benefits of resisting poison and fire.
Yeah, I'm tough. Not that tough.
So do Rhett and Wiley have anything else to add?
No. That is up to, everyone's imagination of, where they went to or whatever.
Did
And-
they skip town together, or did they skip town then split?
Oh yeah, no, we are definitely business partners now.
It's
And
like we'd find Wiley eventually just pass on the side of the road with the little thing active.
no. No, we are definitely business partners now, and it was almost like a ride off into the sunset. So it is either up to you guys to figure out, like in your own mind, where we went to next, and or maybe there's another one shot where it's like, who do we trick next?
And what do we pass ourselves off as next? Because
Right.
we did really well passing ourselves off as rogues.
Yep.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, if y'all do that, if y'all end up doing those, let me know. I have an arcane trickster who would be great for that. 'Cause she just does freelance work. Is basically what she does.
That
yeah.
sounds great. That would be fun, everybody. I kind of want to play Dorina now.
Oh yes.
That would be
Also,
fun.
Full disclosure, Hamila's mom is a warlock.
Ah. Yeah, I'm like,
Good
I
job,
wanted to play
guys.
Sean Morris Artificer before I decide if I want to switch him to Warlock or not, but also I'm in 3 games already. I don't know if I need more, but I kind of want it.
How you guys doing? Did you have fun?
Yes.
Yeah.
So fun. Thank you.
That was so much fun.
Kestrel.
You guys are cracking me up the whole time. The whole time. All those cats.
Especially with that plot twist ending.
Yeah, right?
I
We're
wasn't sure what
gone.
to
Really a
expect
plot
to
twist?
happen,
Is it
but
really a plot twist?
Sean is regretting not sending the wolf with them.
Oh.
And you know what? Wiley was drunkenly apologizing to Rhett for having to leave that ring behind because she knew the wand was fake. And then he's like, well, the ring's fake too. Keep us here.
And now Sean's just like, oh well, now I've got the base for if I ever decide I want to try and make a wand. Cool.
Can't you just buy a wand?
He's an artificer. He can make one.
There you go.
Why buy it when you can make it for $90 more?
There you go.
I mean, like he made his like
Yeah.
he made the homunculus. He made the bag of holding. He made sending stones, but that ended up not being necessary.
Well, yeah, no, I had a fun time, so it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You guys said all your podcasts and stuff at the beginning of this one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pretty
cool.
I
much.
think there were some.
If you want to throw anything out there, throw it out now. Do it to it.
You can see all my podcast stuff on under pseudonym social on Twitter.
And you can catch me Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern on Welcome to the Party in Hyperdrive the First Ember, in which we are disaster lesbians fighting space Nazis.
Oh, I want to watch
Love
that.
That sentence was fabulous.
Yes, it sounds amazing.
Yep. And just at Arcade Fox with the 0 and Fox on Twitter for me.
I am Zan Larson or Pale White Rabbit on Twitter and Instagram. And I draw stuff sometimes for money. So if you need stuff drawn, I really like drawing mythological creatures. And I've been in 3 of the Uncaged books and both of the Book of Seasons.
That's cool.
And
I also write things. I just don't. Oh well, I would like to write more things for money, but I just like to write. I'm a story nerd.
I was scrolling through an anthology that I have the other day. I think it was Unbridled. And I was like scrolling through, I was like, oh, that's Dan's.
Oh. Hey, I'm Maria, played Hamila. And well, let me look at I forgot my own Twitter handle. I'm at Ira Maria11. It's kind of difficult to spell. I'll type it out in the Twitch chat for y'all. But I GM games, playing games, that sort of thing, right? Yep.
Nice.
Like in the process of trying to convince one of my DMs to turn our game into a podcast. Because I've already got people hyped about my paranoid drow paladin story. I adore Arome.
I
Because
go
also
by
there was.
Kest-
Sorry, no, you go.
I go by Kestrel Ray on social media to keep it easy. I do cosplay and play games when I can. Thinking about starting to stream sometime soon, maybe. Kind of to push myself to run more games. So we'll see.
All right.
But this was a lot of fun. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. We
This is
broke
so much fun.
1500 during your game.
Yay!
Yes.
So good job. Good job. Thank you,
Yay.
everyone. Aries parsing through donations. If you donated and didn't forward your receipt to odndraffle@gmail.com, please do so, because that's how we're going to see who wants to do the raffle. And then I'm going to parse through that tomorrow, and I will do, I don't know what time yet, because it all depends on my job. I will do a live streaming of me pulling all the raffles and awarding them.
Fun.
Great.
And thank you, Dan, for organizing this. To
Oh,
support
thank
a
you.
great
Thank you.
cause.
Oh, yeah,
Thank
this has been fun.
you.
Like I saw
And thank you,
it on
Tess, for
Twitter,
running
and I
this
was like,
game.
Yes, thank you.
It was great.
It's
So
very
much
fun.
fun. I just kind of wanted to just adopt everyone. Just be like, I love all of your characters. So cute.
It was my first streamed game as DM.
You did a
I
great
was
job.
like super nervous. Had like 10-ish hours DM experience and hadn't streamed as DM before. And it was the first one I wrote myself, so I was a little
I
anxious.
have never streamed, nor have I DM'd, but I have a sort of long-term project where we're doing session 0 Friday, and I'm like, I'm excited.
No, you guys were all great. I loved it.
Yep. Oh, the Catadile thing, or the Catagek thing. That's what the official name of that funky little thing Camilla called a cat was. Little lizard thing. And That's something I made up. If you want to, feel free to use it. There's also a larger version, well, multiple larger versions, which are like more like big cat size, which I also made up. If you ever want to know more about
love
those,
it.
feel free to hit me up.
Love
And
that.
yeah, and Chunky will let you pet him if you ask very nicely and you have food. Stinky will let you pet him because he's just dumb as long as you have like garbage or like leaves or something. Lovable though.
Oh,
All right, guys. Well, I'm going to shut this down because I have to get up at 7 in the morning.
Thank you so much.
Have a good night.
I have to
This.
get up at some point and do audio editing.
And thank you all for watching. The donations actually run through the 7th, so if you just wanted to throw more money at Simply Cats, it's available till then. And have a good night, everyone.
Night.
Night.